Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
My name is Lizzie Hess, and it's helped to save money so that you can invest in yourself or invest in products that you would need with whatever technical career you're currently in.
The Jumpstart Savings Program is
to supply anything that I need is awesome.
Find out if a Jumpstart Savings account is right for you. Take the quiz today.
Kick off the season with unbeatable deals at Cava GMC. Show up to game day in style with an all-new GMC Sierra truck. Catch a good deal on our wide selection of GMC Canyons. And don't miss out on these game-changing offers on our GMC Acadias. From game day to every day, we have a vehicle that fits your needs. So score big at Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Disasters happen. Pick the team that takes care of them all. Powered by offices in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, Panhandle cleaning people, knowledge, and equipment to respond 24 hours a day.
I'm Neil Brown. When disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Hey West Virginia, fall is here, and that means one thing. It's football season. Grab your friends and family and hit the road to cheer on your favorite team with Easy Pass on the West Virginia Turnpike. No more stopping at toll booths, just smooth sailing straight to the parking lot. So pack your coolers, fire up your grill, and get ready for the ultimate tailgating experience. With Easy Pass, you'll spend less time in traffic and more time enjoying the big game.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Okay. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. From the ESPN scoreboard at the Greenbrier Kickoff Classic. 9 minutes left in the game. Wisconsin 70, University of Central Florida 50. If you ask most people if they'd like to have the week of Thanksgiving off, well, the answer would be obvious. But if you ask the football players from Fairmont Senior and Point Pleasant, the answer might be just a little bit different. It's playoff time in West Virginia high school football, and you have to win to keep playing. And that's what the Polar Bears and the Big Reds will be up to tonight. Fairmont Senior is favored as the number 2 seed, but the 15 seed Point Pleasant knows a couple of things coming into this game. First, the weather is bad. Second, Fairmont is playing without its starting quarterback. Will that be enough to keep the Big Blacks, busy on Thanksgiving week? Well, we'll stay tuned and find out together as Fairmont Senior meets Point Pleasant in round one on a cold, blustery night at East West Stadium. It's coming up next on 93.1 WFGM, the Polar Bears and Point Pleasant.
We are back to the broadcast. That's right, you are, Chet. The action is just now beginning as we see he is on the move.
It looks like he's going to go big.
Indeed he is. 16, 20, 24 ounces, Chet. Would you believe it?
Victory tastes so sweet.
Oh, man, I love this job.
It gets better every Saturday.
Go-Mart is always the right play for game day. Get in, get out, get back to the action.
Looking for a path to success in service? The West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com/WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
Come visit Bridgeport, West Virginia. Nestled in north central West Virginia along Interstate 79, Bridgeport offers a wide assortment of hotel accommodations, as well as a diverse array of local cuisine to satisfy any appetite. Shop our many unique local establishments, as well as the best mall around. Just a short distance from boating, fishing, hiking, golf, and skiing in the stunning Appalachian Mountains. Bridgeport, West Virginia, where opportunity lives. Explore Bridgeport today.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
It's a week late, but the Class AAA playoffs begin tonight. Fairmont Senior meets Point Pleasant at East West Stadium. Joining me is Polar Bear head football coach Nick Bardick. And going up tonight against the Point Pleasant team, tell me when you actually found out who you were playing and when you were playing this game this week.
Well, in the beginning, this was the first bracket, and who we were projected to play. And before the playoff layoff, shenanigans ensued, and I'll give you the copyright on that, okay, Jeff. And we thought it'd be them. Then, of course, St. Albans was a possibility after the grandfathering in of the points from the teams that moved. And so once we knew there was going to be another injunction that was going to end up being a legal battle, we had those two possibilities. But ultimately, once the process got going, and we thought ultimately this would be the conclusion, it was just going to take some time to get to it. So all along we thought this is who we'd be playing, and then of course we didn't know officially until Tuesday.
One of the things that the East-West game did for you, it gave you the chance to give Logan Canfield at quarterback some experience in a full-time game. Tell me about how he did and how is he as you get set to enter the playoffs.
That's exactly how we were able to approach it. That was good. He had a full game for experience to build on for this first round game. And playoffs, everything's always a little more intense, and you're going to get everyone's best effort at this point. And so when you're doing something relatively new, it's good to have some quality reps at it prior to going into the game.
And I remember mentioning in the pregame that, well, he's probably going to be throwing the short ball, and sure enough, he comes out and connects beautifully with some long passes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He can manage the deep ball a little bit too, and so if he can just keep them honest with that, that'll help lighten up the box maybe at times, and the run game and the quick game. So as he gets more comfortable, hopefully he's able to adjust to that. And our guys on offense, receivers, running backs, O-line, everyone, is doing a good job of working together to stay on the same page. Obviously that's not easy. Whenever you're forced into a situation to make some adjustments. So just something to build on from last week, and that's what we're going to try to continue to do this week.
Canfield's been a big defensive player for you this season, but you held him out in the East-West game from the defensive end, and do you anticipate doing that again? Yeah, we probably will. Now we got the Bigelow combination at middle backer spots. Hunter has done a great job all season. Him and Canfield in there as a tandem at middle linebacker. That's worked well. We'll see. Maybe sprinkle Logan back in on D a little bit here and there, but ultimately, we want to be able to focus on offense. And Parker Bigelow has come in as a sophomore and has provided a lot of quality relief there to rotate in, has real nose for the ball, and is someone that we can build on again in terms of he's getting some quality reps. And we're going to have some other guys, rotating inside and outside linebackers as we go here. Jackson Lowther probably get a lot of action outside backer. And this, you're getting to see kind of the future Polar Bears get some earlier action than expected. These two teams, the Polar Bears and Point. So do you take anything from that first matchup in terms of the philosophy of these guys? Well, philosophy-wise, yes, it's similar, and I think ours is similar. But that was 6 years ago or so. So things change, team to team, and season to season. Ultimately, what you're maybe focused on. But in general, their scheme is the same. They like to motion a lot, move and counter back, and trying to gain a numbers advantage or try to misdirection you. So they do some things that are really consistent with a good game plan, and on top of that, they've been doing it for a while. And their quarterback seems to be a guy who likes to run the ball. Yeah, that's his game. He can make passes that he needs to, but their focus is to have the run set up the pass, and you can expect a lot of quarterback counter, quarterback ISO with these guys, and then that also sets up their run game and their read game. You'll have some read option and speed option type looks with these guys too. So it's the type of offense which is similar to the last time we played them. I remember, you have to be really disciplined, and the secondary has to roll correctly, and guys have to fit to be disciplined in what you're doing. I can vividly remember the Posey brothers as they would roll in adjustment to these guys. They did the ball, Fairmont with the ball offensively. You have a lot of balance this season in terms of what you can do, and I guess that would make you a little more comfortable coming into a matchup like this. Right. Any type of situation that presents itself, we feel like we should be able to adjust to it, and truly stay balanced so that you can take whatever the defense gives you. And for the most part, we've been successful at doing that, and I think our guys have had a focused effort and practice for the last 2 weeks, considering the layoff and the situation. They've handled it well, and at this point, everybody's just ready to go. Do you really like when you're in the playoffs and you play somebody that you haven't played before? Yeah, that is what's great about the playoffs, is when you get to play somebody new and not a repeat from the season. So I think that always adds a little more life, to the matchup too. And I think even the kids like that the fresh kind of start of a new season, and what the playoffs provide you, and you get to break from the monotony of the common opponent. And so this is someone these guys have never played and haven't really even seen on film that often over their 4 years for the seniors. So it's good to see how they're going to prepare, and how we'll have some playoff energy as we take it into the game. So it's the new season. It begins tonight. The Polar Bears in the playoffs, taking on Point Pleasant. We'll check the starting lineups and more when the pregame show continues on 93.1 WFGM.
Chances are you've thought about fostering before. You've thought about how much good you could do. opening your home for a West Virginia kid who needs a stable place to stay. How you could be the foster home for a teen, or the reason two siblings get to stick together. If you've ever thought about fostering, West Virginia needs you now. Take the next step on your foster care journey at wefosterwv.org.
What's falling faster, the autumn leaves or the prices here at Dan Cava Toyota World? If you're trying to save a few bucks, come check out our large selection of Toyota trucks here at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world!
It's not just Concord's esteemed history of higher education excellence. It's not just Concord's 125-acre campus beautiful, nestled in West Virginia's rolling hills. It's not just Concord's wide variety of academic and artistic opportunities tailored to almost any career path. It's not just Concord's compassionate team of instructors, administrators, and staff dedicated to your success. So what is it that makes Concord University so great? Well, that's easy. It's you. Start your journey today at concord.edu.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Hey, West Virginia. Need extra defense? This season, don't let respiratory illness slow you down. Vaccines are your best defense this fall because your health protects their future, so you can celebrate safely, get closer with confidence, and never miss a moment. Breathe easy, West Virginia. Find out how by going to breatheeasy.wv.gov.
He's in his 18th season. He's already announced that he's going to retire at the end of this year. He's won 70% of his games as the Big Blacks head coach. And I had a chance to check in with him before the game to find out exactly what's his secret to having so much success.
Well, I've been blessed really with a coaching staff that has been with me almost the whole 18 years. I mean, other than one guy, we've had the same guys, and our kids have bought into what we wanted to do here during my time as the head coach. And, we kind of built this program around our weight room, and we have a very nice weight room, very nice facilities. And it was just the right time. We built a new football stadium there, a $3.5 million football stadium was being built when I was taking over as the head coach. And we just built on that, and we've been very successful.
Tell me about this team you have this season coming into the playoffs now.
Well, it's a young team. It really we play a lot of juniors and sophomores. There's a few seniors on the team that play too, but it's one that started out the year. We played a Fairmont team, Fairmont High team that ended up being a 9-1 football team that was really good, and we kind of got woke up to the season right there a little bit, and we bounced back from that and started playing some good football, and then we started having a few injuries. We got a couple tailbacks hurt, and that kind of hurt us a little bit, and we kind of limped through the middle of our season, and then we started getting going here late. Our kids, we started looking at the ratings and see that we could possibly make it in with everything that was going on. I mean, our kids just played exceptionally well against Winfield there at the end of the year, and Winfield was in the same boat trying to make the playoffs at the same time, and the kids just stepped up at the right moment and played well.
Tell me about your impressions of this Fairmont team.
Oh, I'm very impressed with them. I mean, I've seen them on film a lot here in the last 2 weeks, and the quarterback looks fantastic, and the receivers catch the ball really well, and defensively, their 3-3 stack defense is just very good. Defensive end's unbelievable. We know we got our hands full tonight, but our kids are excited about having the chance to get to play another football game. And I think we'll get out here, and I think we'll play well. I mean, we'll win the game. The stars have to align for us to do that. And we pick a night when possibly those things could happen, and the weather's pretty bad tonight, so who knows?
That's David Dars, the head coach of the Point Pleasant Big Blacks, and he has a record of 135 wins and 51 losses. And Ray, you take a look at this matchup tonight. What would you consider to be keys to this game as far as the Polar Bears are concerned?
Yeah, Jeff, first thing I would say is definitely ball security. I mean, we've got to make sure we protect the football. Wise football coach, I coached a long time in the NFL, Bill Parcells, he always said that if every possession ends in a kick, you're going to have a pretty good night. And I think that's very important. So we got to protect the ball. Can't look ahead. The second thing is we just can't do that. I mean, you have to, in playoff football, you can't move on to the next round until you take care of what's in front of you. So we need to be in the moment. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have to limit those penalties, the penalties that are kind of self-inflicted. We can't do those types of things as you get into playoff football. We've got to make sure that we limit those penalties.
Numbers 1, 2, and 3, your keys to this matchup tonight, the Polar Bears and Point Pleasant. One of the keys also will be the play of Fairmont quarterback Logan Canfield, making his second ever start at that position. And he had quite a game last week against East Fairmont in his first ever start. I had a chance to check in with him before the game, find out exactly what the feeling is getting ready for playoff time now.
Nothing really changes for us on the field, but like before the game, you definitely feel the emotions a little bit.
For you, things are a little different because now you're running at the quarterback position for this team. How comfortable are you now there?
I'm very comfortable. My line gives me a good pocket when we throw in. We always get good yardage when we run, so I always feel good.
What's been the most difficult part for you adjusting to playing there?
Definitely the timing, throwing when I'm throwing like go balls, the timing with my receivers and stuff like that.
How much of a help was it for you to get that game in under your belt the last time out against East?
It means a lot. Game reps are always different than practice reps.
You've been high-profile position on defense at linebacker, high-profile position on offense at quarterback. If you had your druthers, what would be the one place you'd like to play?
Man, that's a hard question. I love defense. I love making tackles, but I love scoring touchdowns better than anything, so I'll definitely pick offense.
Logan Canfield, the Polar Bear starting quarterback tonight, and he really was good last time out against East Fairmont.
Yeah, he certainly was, Jeff. And we mentioned his ability to throw the deep ball last week was underrated going into the game. But obviously, I guarantee you it's caught the attention of this Point Pleasant coaching staff. I guarantee you they have their eyes on that. But Logan Canfield simply stated he's a football player. I think he's somebody that can do a lot of things very well. And I think he's going to be, just willing to do whatever it takes to help this football team win.
The Polar Bears win the opening coin toss, and with a couple of things into consideration tonight, one being the weather, Fairmont's decided to defer, let Point Pleasant have the football first. Our weather conditions tonight are not very good. In fact, we have probably the smallest playoff crowd we've maybe ever had for this game. Game time temperature is 35 degrees. We've been experiencing a good bit of rain mixed in with a little bit of snow showers off and on, but it is definitely a miserable night for watching the game out in the stands.
Yeah, and that's why, and I mentioned that in the pregame that, about the ball security. That's going to be critical in a game like this. You don't want to give them life. You don't want to let them hang around early on. So we have to make sure we protect the football. So whatever it takes to make sure you do that as a ball carrier, as a receiver, you make sure you see the ball, catch it, tuck it, all those fundamentals that you have to do to keep that ball secure tonight.
These are two of the oldest high schools in West Virginia. Fairmont Senior, Point Pleasant, both over 100 years old. But this is just the second time the two teams have played. In fact, the first time was just a few years ago here, 2018. Quarterfinals of the AA playoffs. The Polar Bears beat the Big Blacks that season 66-6, and Point Pleasant was in the midst of some really good teams at that time. They went 4 seasons undefeated. They were really good, and since that time, they haven't had that kind of success, but the Polar Bears have kind of taken over and have been a very successful team in their right. So Fairmont will be kicking off wearing the blue jerseys, white pants, and Point Pleasant has black pants, white jerseys, and white helmets. Kicking off for the Polar Bears will be Cam Peschel. He's going to tee the ball up in the center of the field.
Kickoff for the Polar Bears.
Peschel gets the signal from the official. Stands at the 30 and now approaches the ball from right to left, and there is his kick, end over end, but short, and it is going to be taken at about the 17-yard line. Carried out over the 20, up to the 25, and just over the 25 by Anthony Marrero, and that's where Point Pleasant will go first down and 10. In case you're wondering about the nickname for Point Pleasant,
by number 32,
technically they were the
Jackson
Black
Rowley.
Knights for a long time, but
And
in
25,
recent years have been referred to as the Big Blacks, and that's
Point Pleasant will
what
begin
Point
the first
Pleasant is
possession
known
of the
as
game.
throughout West Virginia. And they'll go first down and 10 now in their own territory with the football marked at about the 27-yard line. First down and 10. Their quarterback is a junior, Caden Hill, a left-hander who likes to run with the ball. And there is the read option, and he takes the football, gets it up to about the 30-yard line, and then runs into a lot of resistance. And it's going to be a very short gain. It'll be a pickup of 2, second down and 8.
Yeah, Hill is a very capable runner, but you know, you take a look at how we played that particular play. One of the things that we have to do is play your responsibility. If you have quarterback responsibility, that's what you have to focus on, and we did an excellent job on that play doing that.
Their best running back is Isaac Creel. He's been dealing with a high ankle sprain, recovery from that. He's in the lineup, but not at 100%. Second down, 8 yards to go at the Point Pleasant 30-yard line. And this time, a whistle and a flag is thrown on the play right at the line of scrimmage.
Number 8, blue, 5-yard penalty.
Offsides called against the Polar Bears. Damani Johnson guilty of the 5-yard penalty, and that makes it a much easier second down and 3 coming up
5-yard penalty
for Point.
Yeah, that's a situation where we put, you know, we give them life and we give them an opportunity to have all their playbook in play, second and 3.
I think that might have been one of Ray's keys to this game tonight. Second down, 3 yards to go from the 35, and there is a stop in the backfield. The Polar Bears had Bowen stop behind the line of scrimmage. The Bigelows were there, and it's going to bring up a third down and long for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jeff, they with Bigelow on that play, he did a nice job of feeding the block, using his hands to get off the block, and just did an excellent job playing that responsibility inside.
That's a 3-yard loss. Ball carrier was Brody Bowen, a 5'9", 160-pound junior. Third down and 6. Football back at the 32-yard line. In motion comes Hunt. Quarterback back to throw. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Hatton, but it was underthrown at about the 35-yard line. And it will be fourth down and a punting situation coming up for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, the byproduct of having a secondary as athletic as we have is that we have the ability to play pretty tight coverage and just not a lot of windows to throw the ball there on 3rd and 6.
One of Point Pleasant's best players is their kicker and also the punter, Alex Schrader. All-state kicker, and he's ready to punt the ball away. And Johnson goes back and gets it at the 29-yard line. He goes to the right, up to the 30. He's at the 35, the 40 along the sidelines, and is going to be brought down at about the 45. So Fairmont has excellent field position from which to start its first drive of the night. 9:54 on the clock, first quarter, and the Polar Bears will come out first down and 10 at their own 45.
Yeah, Jeff, I really like the decision of Coach Bardick not to start Logan Canfield on defense. I think it's the right move. That way they can talk to him in between possessions. Coach Sampson, Coach Manella, they can all talk to him, and I think that's going to work very well tonight.
Canfield has Wilson in the backfield to start this game now. The ball on the far hash marks. The Polar Bears move from right to left. At the 45, it's a first down play. And here is Canfield on a keeper. Off the right side, gets to the 50, down to the 47-yard line, and close to the 46. It'll be about a yard short of a Polar Bear first down.
Yeah, very well blocked play. You know, on this particular play, you know, you can really see the advantage of running the quarterback. It really gives you an extra number in the run game, and we utilize that play.
Johnson, a wide out to the near side. Dinger and Martin are receivers to the right. Chris Wilson behind the quarterback, and Wilson gets the handoff off the right side. He's down to the 45, at the 40, and the ball pops loose, and Point Pleasant dives on it and recovers it inside the 30-yard line.
Chris Wilson with care to the Polar Bears.
The play was very well blocked, but again, we like we talked about in the very first part of the game, the pregame is ball security. We have to make sure we hold on to the football.
Asher Robinson recovering that fumble. And it's going to be first down and 10 coming up now for Point Pleasant. Change possession time, 9 minutes and 13 seconds. Football set down at the 27, very close to where the Big Blacks started their first possession just moments ago. First down, 10 yards to go. In motion comes Hunt, and the handoff goes right up the middle, and there's not much running room at all again as the Polar Bears close down any hole there might have been for Bowen, and he's brought down maybe a gain of a yard.
Number 37.
We'll see if the officials give him one and make it second down and 9.
That's the line by
I think Point Pleasant got away with a little movement there. The right guard move, but nonetheless, we played that very well on first down.
So they're going to say no gain on the play, and it will be second down and 10. Wide outs, left and right. And this time, the quarterback on a keeper. And he takes the football out of the 25, the 30, up to the 35, and close to the 40-yard line. And it is enough for a Point Pleasant first down.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Barter for the game. That's something he said he was concerned about. You saw a lot of the what he calls the Q runs, the quarterback runs with, the quarterback counter, quarterback read, quarterback isolation plays, and you're starting to see that early on.
That's a 12-yard gain for the quarterback, Caden Hill. And it's going to be first down and 10 at the point 39. Hatton gets the handoff, running wide to the left side. Wilson's got him wrapped up and brings him down back at the 38-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, they ran a little counter action that time, pulling the guard and the tackle. And on the front side, we closed that down pretty well. Took on the blocker and just came up and filled the gap. Very, very nice job.
That's Connor Hatton carrying the ball. He's a 6', 185-pound senior. And it's now second down and 11 for Point Pleasant. Ball in the center of the field as the Big Blacks move from left to right. Quarterback on a design keep, takes it off the left side, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Fairmont had that one well sniffed out as Trevor Bigelow was right there to bring down the quarterback, and it's going to be another loss on the play, back to the 35. And it's going to be third down and 14 coming up for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, credit Bigelow with how he played that. You can tell he's played a lot of football. He didn't chase it right away. He made sure that there wasn't any counter coming back. That's the way you're supposed to play it. But, man, what speed he has to close that down.
So third and long now. The ball back at the 35-yard line. And the quarterback fires it downfield long, and the pass is incomplete. Pass intended right along the sidelines for Reese Hunt. He was being defended by Brock Martin, and the pass is incomplete, and it's fourth down and 14 coming up.
Yeah, Jeff, that's exactly how you coach it. Martin, great job of using the help of the sideline as his friend, and just did a really good job of mirroring the receiver down the sideline.
So now fourth down, 14, and Schrader back in to do the punting. Johnson back to return for Fairmont. Good snap. Punt is away. The punter goes down, but there is no flag. And the punt is rolling down to the 24-yard line. Picked up there by Damani Johnson, and he's brought down there as well. I had to keep one eye on the referee and the other eye on the punt returner because I wanted to see if there was going to be a flag thrown because there was a little bit of contact with the punter.
Yeah, I think that was a good no call. Sometimes I think as a referee you have to look at the intent, and I don't think that there was, the intent was entirely there on that play. So I think a good no call.
6:33 on the clock, the change of possession. The Polar Bears have the ball now. Fairmont fumbled it away on its first possession, and the Polar Bears were driving and had the ball in Point Pleasant territory. Now they need to start all over again, this time deeper in their own territory at the 25. Wide out to the near side. And the quarterback on a lateral back to Cannon Dinger, and Dinger hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he'll still lose yardage. He tries to struggle, but he'll get up to only the 21-yard line, so he's going to lose 4 yards on that play. That's not a pass. That was just a lateral and a run for Dinger.
Yeah, I'm feeling this might be coming back. It's just doing pretty early.
Illegal shift, number 8. Blue, never got set for a full second. 5-yard penalty.
Penalty against the Polar Bears for an illegal shift. So they're going to lose 5 yards on the penalty, but they had lost 4 yards on the play, and they get the down back now.
Yeah, motion is very effective to use, but one of the key things is you have to be set before you snap the football, and sometimes that does not happen, and that got us on that play.
So the Polar Bears come back to the line of scrimmage now. And here is the quarterback, Canfield, on a keeper, and he takes the ball up to about the 29.
Number 2, Canfield.
It looks like Point Pleasant's playing a fairly heavy box. They have 7 pretty much within the area of the box, so I think they're wanting to make sure that we don't hurt them with the quarterback run game especially, but look for us to get ready to take a vertical shot if they keep playing this defense.
They're down 6 yards to go for the Polar Bears. Wide out to the near side. That's Johnson. Dinger in the slot to the left. Canfield on another keeper. Runs it off the right side with an opening, and he dives for the first down over the 35, and he should have enough as he takes it up to the 37-yard line. It'll be an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, well-executed play by the Polar Bear offense. You know, when you're in the isolation play, it's just hat on hat, it's good on good, and you just have to beat your guy in front of you, and that's exactly what we do with the lead block, and very well executed play.
First down 10, Fairmont at its own 37. 5:28 turning clock, no score here in the first quarter from East West Stadium. Flag down at the line of scrimmage, and this one could be an offsides against Point Pleasant.
Defense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's going to be first down and 5 as Point picks up a 5-yarder. Takes the ball now to the 42.
Yeah, one of the things I really like about playoff football, Jeff, always is that you get a different ref crew in these games.
Canfield back to pass, sends it towards the sidelines for Martin, just overthrown at the 30, incomplete. And Brock had about 3 steps on the defender along the sidelines, but the pass just overthrown.
Yeah, and I want to go back to that. What I'm saying with that is that I think one of the things that's really good about that is, you know, when you have ref crews that come in that are you know, a little different, or not used to seeing a team, they don't have any preconceived notions about what they do or how they play or whatever. I mean, they kind of figure it out that night.
Here's Canfield handing it off to Wilson. Wilson gets to the 42 and is stopped there.
Number 21, Chris Wilson.
And it's going to bring up a third down for the Polar Bears. Third down and 5. No gain on that play.
No gain on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Polar Bears.
So Fairmont now, third down, 5 yards to go. Last time on third down, quarterback Canfield kept it and picked up the necessary yardage. He needs 5 here, and the line of scrimmage is the 42. Canfield back to pass right over the middle of the pass for Dinger, and he has it at the 40, down to the 35, and close to the 31-yard line. Hits up Polar Bear. First down, 27-yard pass play.
Yeah, I love that play design by Coach Sampson. The seam was wide open, and that's exactly what we got on that. Just a vertical seam route, and a nice job by Canfield finding the open seam receiver.
Ball at the 31 in Point territory. And here is Canfield. This time he's handing it off, and it goes to Carrillo. And Carrillo can't find any place to go. Now he gives ground back to the 40 and has some room. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage on the far side of the field at about the 31-yard line. A lot of running, and he ends up with no gain on the play.
Yeah, that was a very nice job by
number 6, Rudy
Carrillo just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be second down and 10. The ball at the 31-yard line. Fairmont's on the far hash marks, moving from right to left. No score in this game. Canfield, quick pass comes to Dinger, catches it at the 30. Sidesteps a defender at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. A 31-yard TD pass from Canfield to Dinger. And the Polar Bears lead it 6-0.
Yeah, I like the play call. Coach Sampson dialing up something with, something that's not too difficult for Canfield to hit early on and get some confidence, and that's just going to help them in the passing game as this night goes on.
Peschel ready to attempt the extra point for the Polar Bears. He's 60-for-61 this season in his career, 129 for 134, and the kick is up and it is good. Timeout on the field, 3:38 to go. First quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 7, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
The right mix of protein and carbs to help refresh exhausted muscles. For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
A touchdown pass has given Fairmont the early lead. It's 7-0. 3:38 to go in the first quarter. Marrero, Hunt, and Bowen back deep to receive for Point Pleasant. And Peschel will kick off, teeing the ball up at the 40 in the center of the field. Peschel approaches the ball from right to left, and his kick is end over end, and Hunt goes back and gets it at the 8. Comes up the center of the field. He breaks it to the outside at the 20, gets over the 20 to about the 27-yard line and brought down there, and it'll be Points football, 1st and 10 with 3:31 to go in the first quarter, and the Polar Bears leading 7-0.
It'll be interesting to see what Point Pleasant does this drive, to see if they open up the pass game a little bit. Obviously, they're going to run the quarterback because that's the big staple of their offense, but let's see if he can make some plays in the pass game.
Caden Hill, the junior quarterback. Excellent athlete, three-sport athlete at Point Pleasant. Hunt goes in motion, and the pitch comes back to him, running wide to the left side, and Calgers got him behind the line of scrimmage at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Calgary, keeping his outside arm free and playing that. He's done that all year. Jeff, you mentioned playing three sports. I think that's an excellent point. It's so critical for these young guys to play more than one sport. I just think it's really good. Especially those that are trying to move on to college. I think it's a good move to play more than one sport.
Caden Hill, state champion in the discus, I believe. So he's got some athletic ability, and he's just a junior. Also a wrestler, and I know you'd like that. Pistol formation, and the handoff goes to Bowen, and Bowen crashes into the right side of the line, but there were just too many blue jerseys there. Trevor Bigelow was the first, and it's going to be a loss back to the 25-yard line, and it will bring up now a 3rd down and 13, a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, they run a little kind of wing T type gap scheme. Tackle had pretty much a rule, I'd say, of a gap down inside linebacker, and that's something that he has to do. But our defensive end did a nice job of closing that down, playing it the way you're supposed to.
Big 3rd down now for Point. They don't want to give the ball up again. And the quarterback, Hill, back to pass. His pass is caught and juggled and brought in at about the 31-yard line, but it's going to be well short of the 1st down as Isaac Creel caught the ball, but he couldn't get free, and it'll be a 4th down punting situation coming up now for the Big Blacks.
Gain of about 7 on the reception, but it's going to bring up 4th and 6. Number 8, Kamani Johnson back to receive the punt. Point Pleasant.
So Schrader into punt. This will be his 3rd. And Johnson back to return. High snap, brings it down, punts it away. And Johnson comes up, catches it, and he sidesteps a defender at the point of the catch and then takes it up to about the 42-yard line, and it'll be Polar Bear football there. The punter again went down, had a little touch there from Calgary, and the referee just shook his head, said, no, that's not a flag, and play on. So the Polar Bears have it with 1:20 to go in the first quarter, leading 7-0.
Tell you that poise that punter just stood under and delivered that punt. I have a coach just listening tonight from Florida, Coach Smith. He would be very proud of that young man staying in there with that kind of pressure and delivering that punt like that.
Fairmont goes first down and 10 in its own territory at the 42. 1:20 on the clock at the change of possession. Canfield hands it off to Wilson. Tries to get outside to the right. Wilson is going to be smothered after a gain of maybe a yard. Stop on the play was made by Hayden Bentz.
Yeah, credit. We have a player down.
It'll be a gain of just 1 yard on the play. So it's going to be second down and 9 yards to go. And we have an injury timeout at East West Stadium with 1:07 to go in the first quarter. The score, Fairmont Senior 7, Point Pleasant nothing, a 93.1 WFGM.
For a path to success in service, the West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
Come back after this. Yeah. Canfield with the football, takes it to the left side, gets it inside the 40, down to about the 30-yard line, run out of bounds, trying to mark him out of bounds at about the 26-yard line, a run from Logan Canfield as he took the football down the sidelines at the 26-yard line in Point Pleasant territory, and it'll be first and 10 for the Polar Bears from there.
Tell you what, Jeff, nice job by Deshaun Floyd on that play, pulling. And, one of the things when you pull as a guard, sometimes on your initial contact, if you get off balance a little bit, he maintained the balance through the block and stayed with it all the way through, ran his feet. Just an excellent job by Deshaun on that play.
So the Polar Bears now have a new center in the game. Low snap, and Canfield picks it up in the backfield, tries to run upfield with it, and he's going to be dropped back at about the 39-yard line. The injured Polar Bear player was Tristan Ramsey, the center, and he went to the sidelines, and the Polar Bears have to now find a new center into the game, and so they have come in with Hunter Bigelow at the center spot. And it'll be a second down for Fairmont Senior, and the first quarter will come to an end. We've played one quarter from East West Stadium in Fairmont. First round AAA playoff action. The score, Fairmont Senior 7, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM. Let me see. I have to see what. There's a flag on the play, and they may have one more play before the quarter. Yeah. Come back after this one. Penalty on that last play, 5 yards against Point Pleasant. Untimed down now. The quarter actually has ended as far as the clock is concerned, but you can't end it in that kind of a situation with a penalty, so the Polar Bears will run one more play here to actually end the first quarter. And Fairmont Senior comes out now with a second down and 8. The football now sent set down at the 34-yard line. And in the backfield for the Polar Bears is Chris Wilson behind quarterback Canfield. Canfield looks to pass. Downfield over the middle for Martin. He catches it and drops it at the 5-yard line. It's incomplete, and that will officially end the first quarter. After one quarter, it's the Polar Bears 7, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
With your college tuition for the West Virginia Army National
1 minute here.
For more information.
We are back to the broadcast.
That's right, you are, Chet. The action is just now beginning as we see he is on the move.
Looks like he's going to go big.
Indeed he is. 16, 20, 24 ounces, Chet. Would you believe it?
Victory tastes so sweet.
Oh, man, I love this job.
It gets better every Saturday.
GoMart is always the right play for game day. Get in, get out, get back to the action.
Performance is grateful for our loyal customers and want to offer you great deals this November.
That's right. Truck Country discounts, red tag savings, plus an additional $2,000 for qualified trade-ins.
See Finance for 0% interest and no payments until 2025.
It's time to winterize your vehicle. Mention this ad and get 10% off your next service.
Fall into savings with your local full-service dealer.
You got new wheels and the very best deal? You've been to Truck Country.
In the first quarter, Quad A, 3-0, 14-0.
Ready for the second quarter from East West Stadium. The Polar Bears on top 7-0, looking at a 3rd down and 8 at the Point 24-yard line. Canfield hands it off to Wilson. Wilson off the right side, stretches down inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line, and he'll be about 3 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, Jeff, I'll tell you that play that just ended before the quarter ended. I think they're going to come back to that slot receiver had Dinger. He ran a little banana route, and then we had the guy on the outside, Martin, running the slant. So really good play design. I think that combination of the banana route will be coming.
4th down, 3 for the Polar Bears, and they'll go for it. The ball at the 19-yard line. Canfield has Wilson to his left, and Canfield on a keeper gets the first down and more as he takes it inside the 15-yard line. And the Polar Bears keep the drive going, get a first down, and it'll be first down for Fairmont Senior with the football marked just at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, great balance by Canfield. He's such a good balanced runner. When he goes inside, he can navigate inside in between the tackles, and he did so on that play.
First down and goal to go for the Polar Bears now. Ball at the 10, and Canfield gives it to Wilson. Wilson right up the middle, and he takes it close to the 5-yard line and then drives the pile inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, great push by that offensive line, not stopping their feet. You know, a lot of linemen like to stop, when they get their initial block. But that time we just kept pushing, and the result, we got a couple extra yards at the end.
So it's going to be second down, goal to go for the Polar Bears. Now moving from left to right here at East West Stadium. Johnson wide to the left side along with Martin. The running back for the Polar Bears now is Lowther. And here's the quarterback Canfield on a keeper off the right side. He cuts in close to the goal line, takes it down into the end zone, hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Logan Canfield on a 3-yard run, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 13-0.
Yeah, great vision by Canfield. You know, when you press the hole like he did, he pressed it outside like he was going to take it outside, but then he put his foot in the ground and cut just outside the tackle's block. Very, very nice vision by him. Result, he got in the end zone for a score.
And you heard Canfield on the pregame show say he loves scoring touchdowns. Well, he just did one in the postseason now. Here is Peschel to attempt the extra point. It is up. It is good. Timeout on the field. 10-12 to go. Second quarter. Polar Bears 14. Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Come visit Bridgeport, West Virginia. Nestled in north central West Virginia along Interstate 79, Bridgeport offers a wide assortment of hotel accommodations as well as a diverse array of local cuisine to satisfy any appetite. Shop our many unique local establishments as well as the best mall around. Just a short distance from boating, fishing, hiking, golf, and skiing in the stunning Appalachian Mountains. Bridgeport, West Virginia, where opportunity lives. Explore Bridgeport today.
All three Marion County schools playing tonight. North Marion trailing Ripley 3-0. East Fairmont behind Spring Valley 7-0. And the Polar Bears leading here at East West Stadium 14-0. Sam Flower will kick off for the Polar Bears. His first kickoff of the night, and he'll kick it from left to right. And there's a little squib onside kick, but it's going to roll out of bounds and not go the necessary 10 yards as the ball rolled out of bounds at about the 47-yard line in Fairmont territory. So that was an interesting onside kick because it went behind the Polar Bear players.
I think we were surprised with the onside kick, Jeff. It looked like it went behind, kind of behind our kick coverage team. That was interesting.
It's a good way to screen the Point Pleasant players from seeing the football, but you don't have anybody to recover it. So there's a 5-yard penalty assessed from where the ball went out of bounds. And that'll take it down to the 42 now in Fairmont territory. And it'll be first down and 10 for Point Pleasant from there with 10-12 to go here in the second quarter. And the Polar Bears on top 14-0. Quarterback Caden Hill comes into the game. And it'll be first down 10. Ball at the 42. Wide out goes to the right side. Caden Hill, the quarterback, has Creel in at running back, and Creel gets the football, and he's hit by Arbogast as he takes it down to the 41-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the play, and it will be second down and 9.
Yeah, they run a play. I've watched a lot of football, and I see that's something that Dallas Cowboys like to run with a lot of the guard pulling around. We call it Power O, and on that play, they did a really nice job of filling the hole. The linebacker coming up and meeting them in the A gap.
Creel's the running back we were talking about, who has suffered a high ankle sprain this season and is still not 100%. Quarterback Hill back to pass, left-hander sends it towards the sidelines, and the pass is incomplete at the 35-yard line. That one was intended for Reese Hunt. And it brings up a third down and 9. Quarterback Hill now 1 for 3 passing for 7 yards. So 3rd and 9. We haven't seen the quarterback run the ball for a few plays now. Let's see if that's in the playbook on this 3rd down and long play. Reese Hunt comes in motion, and there is the counter. The handoff goes inside, and it's taken by Haston. And Hatton is brought down at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard. Hunter Bigelow in on the tackle, and it'll be a gain of a yard. It's 4th down and 8. Connor Haston carrying the football for a gain of 1.
It's kind of interesting decision by Coach Darst. It's kind of no man's land right now as far as, they can't kick the field goal, but I think they just want to play for field position right now.
And the punter has to go to his left to get the snap and then punts it downfield. Johnson catches it at the 9-yard line, gets wide to the left. He's out over the 10, the 15, the 20, and along the sidelines is going to be brought down close to the 30-yard line. And that's where Fairmont will go first down and 10 with 8 minutes and 43 seconds on the second quarter clock.
Got about 19 yards on that return. Polar Bears are going to start.
They'll set the ball back at the 29, and that's where Fairmont goes first down and 10 now. And Hunter Bigelow still in at the center spot for the injured Tristan Ramsey. First and 10 for Fairmont Senior Out of the pistol, Canfield. Quick pass comes to Johnson, catches it at the 25. He gets towards the sidelines at the 30, then is hit and goes down hard. That's Hayden Bentz on the tackle for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, pretty good effort by Dinger on the outside, making a block on the wide receiver screen. You got to credit Point Pleasant on that play as far as the effort on the outside with their defensive back. Both guys going at it, and the guy came up and made a play.
Second down, 8 yards to go for Fairmont Senior with the ball back at the 31-yard line. Canfield has Wilson behind him, and he gives it to Wilson off the left side. Wilson breaks the tackle, gets out over the 25. He's still running out over the 30 and up close to the 45-yard line. It'll be a Fairmont first down up to the 45-yard line.
Tell you what, I really like the growth of Deshaun Floyd. I really like how he's pulling now. He's come a long way. That pull on that play was the way you need to do it. He's moving his feet on contact. Great job.
First down 10, Fairmont Senior at the 45. Two receivers to the left side. Dinger comes in motion. And he gets the handoff off the left side, and he gets up to the 45, the 50, inside the 50 to the 45, the 40, breaks a tackle at the 35, the 30, and goes down inside the 25-yard line. And a flag is thrown on the play.
Yeah, I think this is the right call. Looks like it's going to add on to the game by Dinger.
It's a 30-yard run for Dinger, and I really thought that was a handoff instead of a shovel pass, which would mean it's a run instead of a pass, instead of a pass reception. And the ball comes down to the 25, and then a penalty will be assessed on top of that.
What was the play?
Waiting for the officials to set the ball down, and they're going to set it down. They say no flag, and the Polar Bears snap the ball, and the chain gang still hasn't made its way to the spot. I think they were waiting to see where the ball was going to be placed, and they didn't enforce the flag. So it's going to be right where that last play ended at the 25-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears from there with 7:30 on the clock. It stopped in the second quarter. Fairmont leads Point Pleasant 14-0. Bridgeport leads RCB 14-0 first quarter. And here's Canfield giving it to Wilson up the middle. And Chris has a lot of room inside the 20, inside the 15, and stretches forward down just inside the 10-yard line. He's going to get about 15 yards on that carry.
Yeah, Jeff, I want to tell you, I really think about these referees out here tonight. I know a lot of people out there probably watching the game, sitting on the couch tonight, listening to these games, and I tell you, it's a harder job than it looks to be one of these referees out here.
It's going to be 1st down and goal to go for the Polar Bears now with the football at the 9-yard line. And there's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Get the call from the referee.
Offside, defense, number 69, half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 1st down.
Offsides penalty coming up against Point Pleasant. And that'll take the ball down to about the 4-yard line. And it'll be 1st down, goal to go for the Polar Bears from there. Canfield gives it to Wilson again. Wilson takes it off the right side, takes it down into the end zone, hits a Polar Bear touchdown. Chris Wilson on a 5-yard touchdown run, and the Polar Bears lead it 20-0.
Yeah, great vision, Jeff, by Wilson on that inside run. Just really good patience and good movement by the Polar Bear offensive line. Just getting hats on hats and just nice vision. Just great job.
So it's 20-0 now, and Peschel is ready to attempt the extra point from left to right. Canfield to hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:47 to go. Second quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 21, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hey, West Virginia. Need extra defense? This season, don't let respiratory illness slow you down. Vaccines are your best defense this fall because your health protects their future so you can celebrate safely, get closer with confidence, and never miss a moment. Breathe easy, West Virginia. Find out how by going to breatheeasy.wv.gov.
It's the easiest way to stay engaged with Polar Bear Athletics data. In the second quarter at Rachel, North 7, Ripley 3.
It's now a 3-touchdown lead for Fairmont Senior, 21-0 over Point Pleasant, and the Polar Bears will kick off again. Last time they kicked off, it was kind of an onside kick. Back deep, Marrero, Hunt, and Bowen for Point Pleasant. And Peschel is back in to kick off. He approaches the ball and kicks it short, far side, and Bowen picks it up at the 16-yard line. Comes up towards the center of the field now as he takes it over the 25 and up close to the 28-yard line, and it'll be first down and 10 coming up now for Point Pleasant, trailing the Polar Bears 21-0.
Yeah, after this weekend, all these classes, everybody talks about they want to be still practicing on Turkey Day, and well, it looks like 8 teams will get that shot, right?
We'll be down to 8 after tonight. Well, there are a couple of games being played around the state on Saturday. This has been a crazy beginning of the playoffs, but at least now we're underway. Ball set down at the 27-yard line. And Creel is the running back behind the quarterback, Caden Hill, who's looking to the sidelines for the play. Now Creel drops down beside the quarterback on this first down and 10. Creel gets the ball. Tries the middle and takes it out over the 30, but the ball pops loose and the Polar Bears dive on it, and they've got it. Chris Wilson recovers the Creel fumble, and Fairmont has it at the 35-yard line.
Chris Wilson, that's 8 Polar Bears. First down.
Good job creating the turnover. Again, as we said, you don't want to give this Point Pleasant team life, and so very important to keep the pedal down as we get into the end of this first half.
So change of possession, and that was a quick one. It's 6:34 on the clock now, and the Polar Bears are right back in business on offense in point territory. In motion comes Martin. Martin gets the handoff from the quarterback, Canfield. He runs it wide to the right side. Flag comes in from way down the field as Martin goes down after a very little gain.
It looked like it came from the back, Judge. I'm trying to see what he might have seen on the replay.
Holding, number 10. Offense. 10 yards repeat. Repeat.
Sounded as though holding called on Cannon Dinger of the Polar Bears. 10 yards from the spot of the ball. That takes it back now to the 45 and makes it first down and 20.
Yeah, it is so hard to keep your hands inside when you're blocking on the perimeter. You have to really be a feet mover. You have to move your feet really well to be able to keep those hands inside, especially on that perimeter.
First and 20 now for the Polar Bears, leading 21-0, and quarterback Canfield has a running back on either side of him now. And this time he gives it off to Wilson, off the left side. Wilson takes it down to the 40 and then surges down to about the 39. Hit and brought down there. He'll get about 6 yards on the play, and it's going to be second down and 14.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Jeff, when you have a back that's willing to put his foot in the ground and turn up, that's like a gold mine for you as an offensive line, because you know that when you execute a block properly, you're not going to have to hold it that long. So definitely nice to have somebody like Wilson in the backfield.
Ball set down at the 40, so it will be second down and 15. Cumberledge comes in as a wide out to the near side. Canfield back to pass. Left-hander rolls left, fires down towards the sidelines, and the pass broken up incomplete. Hatton got his hands on it, but the pass along the sidelines incomplete, and it's third down and 15. Canfield now 3 for 6 passing tonight for a total of 60 yards. Clock shows 5:25, stopped on the incomplete pass. Third down and 15. Canfield back to pass, chased out of the pocket. Now he's going to be sacked back at about the 45-yard line. And it's going to bring up a fourth down and about 20 for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, when you get in the 3rd and 15, the 3rd and long situations, the tough thing is if you want a route that's going to last a little longer to get down the field a little further, it's going to require your offensive line to hold a block a little longer, and so sometimes that's what happens when the pressure is coming like that.
So Cannon Dinger ready to punt for the Polar Bears. He stands at his 40-yard line, punts it away straight up in the air, though. And it comes down and takes a Polar Bear roll. Came down at the 35, which was just a 10-yard punt, and then it took a Polar Bear roll, but I'm not sure where it went out of bounds along the far side.
Yeah, the hang time was really good, but the distance on that one I know you'd like to have back.
They're going to mark it down right at about the 35, so that is a 10-yard punt. And it'll be first and 10 for Point Pleasant with 4 minutes and 40 seconds showing on the clock, and the Polar Bears leading 21-0. The winner of tonight's game will play the winner of East Fairmont Spring Valley next week. First down 10, 2 wideouts to the near side. Quarterback, Caden Hill, hands it off. Creel gets it. Creel up the middle over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Wrapped up by Chris Wilson there, but that was a nice gain for Creel on that carry. He's going to get about 6 yards on the play, maybe 7.
Yeah, this Point Pleasant offense is trying to stay to the game plan, trying to stay with running the football, but at some point they're going to have to take some shots down the field.
Second down 4. Gain for Creel. The last time he carried, he fumbled the ball, so important that he got that one out of the way, and Creel gets the handoff again, and this time he's hit at the line of scrimmage. No place to go.
Yeah, the short punt, I mean, it's one of those things where not quite like a turnover, but the field possession is a little better. So, you want to be opportunistic in this situation if you have a better field position and maybe start taking some shots down the field.
Front for the Polar Bears, Arbogast, Bigelow, and Calgary. We're used to those guys. Fantasia, Wilson, Hunter Bigelow, and Parker Bigelow are the linebackers. Third down play coming up, and the quarterback rolling to the left to pass to the sidelines. Intercepted. Carrillo has it. He's inside the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20. Still running. The 15, the 10, the 5, and he's into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Rudy Carrillo, a pass interception, returns it into the end zone, and the Polar Bears lead it 27-0.
Yeah, they run a little flood route concept where they had kind of a high-low concept. The first receiver ran a short out route and then a flag route over top of it, and he didn't really he kind of telegraphed the throw a little bit, and nice job of coming up and making the play, the interception, and taking it back to the house.
Extra point attempt coming up for Peschel from left to right. The ball is up. The kick is good. 3:21 to go. Second quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 28. Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Chances are you've thought about fostering before. You've thought about how much good you could do opening your home for a West Virginia kid who needs a stable place to stay. How you could be the foster home for a teen, or the reason 2 siblings get to stick together. If you've ever thought about fostering, West Virginia needs you now. Take the next step on your foster care journey at wefosterwv.org.
Wilson is the official football partner of the WVSSAC. Learn more at wilson.com. And now, for your Metro News Sports Update,
Rudy Carrillo gets his second career interception, and the first one he's returned for a touchdown. And the Polar Bears now lead it 28-0, and they'll be kicking off from left to right. That's a killer for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, definitely. That's one that's going to be really tough to come back from when when you do put the ball up in the air and you're trying to make something happen, and then something like that happens. It's really demoralizing, but they just got to regroup and try to get something positive here before halftime.
Peschel ready to kick off for the Polar Bears. The ball at the 40, at the center of the field. Peschel approaches from left to right, and his right-footed kick is end over end, short again though, and taken by Bowen at the 16-yard line. Comes out over the 20 and up close to the 28-yard line.
Brad Bowen on the return for the Black Knights. Brought down by number 25, Christian Repchick.
So here we go now. First down and 10 coming up for Point Pleasant. 3:14 to go in the first half, and the Polar Bears have a 28-0 lead. We'll have scores from around the state coming up at halftime. We'll also get an in-depth report on the Pittsburgh Steelers and their game last night. We had our correspondent there covering that game. And it's 1st and 10 now for Point Pleasant. Ball at the 29-yard line. Quarterback Caden Hill gives it to Creel. Creel with a little opening up the middle. He's tackled by Dinger as he takes it up to about the 35-yard line, maybe the 36. It'll be a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down and 3.
7 on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Point Pleasant.
Creel is the leading rusher for Point Pleasant tonight. He has 22 yards on 5 carries. 2nd down and 3 from the 36. 3 wideouts to the right side, and Hill, the quarterback, on a keeper. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and then he's grabbed and thrown down.
Yeah, we said it tonight, Jeff, with the quarterback run game at Point Pleasant. That does give them an advantage of having the extra person in the run game, but Fairmont Senior is able to crowd the line of scrimmage because of the way they can play the secondary and playing tight coverage and not having to play 2 deep safeties all the time. That's a big advantage. So that kind of neutralizes that advantage that they would have normally. So probably most teams they play, they can kind of get away with that. But the Fairmont Seniors able to crowd the line of scrimmage right now just makes it very difficult for them to go.
The ball is at the 36. It's 3rd down and 3. Game clock down to 2 minutes to go until halftime. The Polar Bears lead by 4 touchdowns. Hunt goes in motion. There's a counter to Hatton off the right side. Hatton gets up to the 40, gets the first down to the 45, and then he's hit and brought down there. Fantasia leads the stop, but it'll be a nice gain of 10 yards for Connor Hatton and a first down for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, positive play. I think right now they're going to have to take again another shot here in the pass game if they're going to try to get some points before halftime.
That's just the 2nd first down of the night for Point Pleasant. And it's going to be 1st down and 10. The ball marked down at the 46-yard line. Wide out to the left side is Marrero. They have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and Hill is back to pass. And he's sending it to the near side. The pass is almost intercepted. Chris Wilson had his hands on that one. It was intended for Connor Hatton, and it'll be incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Broken up by number 21, Chris Wilson. It's going to be 2nd and 10, Point Pleasant, from their 46-yard line.
.118 on the clock. We're in the 2nd quarter. Kickoff temperature tonight, 35 degrees, and it's a very windy night. You can see the flag really outstretched on the far side of the field. Quarterback, Caden Hill on a keeper off the left side. He's grabbed by Wilson, and Wilson won't let him by, and he'll get maybe a yard on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 8.
By number 51, Hunter Bigelow.
Now timeout called.
About a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 8.
Timeout called. 1 minute, 4 seconds to go. 2nd quarter. The score, Fairmont 28, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hey, West Virginia, fall is here, and that means one thing. It's football season. Grab your friends and family and hit the road to cheer on your favorite team with Easy Pass on the West Virginia Turnpike. No more stopping at toll booths, just smooth sailing straight to the parking lot. So pack your coolers, fire up your grill, and get ready for the ultimate tailgating experience. With Easy Pass, you'll spend less time in traffic and more time enjoying the big game. Get your Easy Pass today and let the tailgating fun begin.
AAA and Quad A will be honored. This year, the award will be presented at the conclusion of the 24-25 school season. 24 State Championship Football Series presented by Toyota.
1:04 to go until halftime. The Polar Bears lead 28-0, and Point Pleasant is looking at a 3rd down and 8 with the ball at the 48 in its own territory. Fairmont Senior would like to get its hands on the ball one more time before halftime. Quarterback Hill, empty backfield, in motion comes Bowen. Hill back to pass. He is hit, and he's going down. He'll be brought down. Arbogast had a hold of him. He was trying to get free, and then he was really hit and went down at about the line of scrimmage. So there's another timeout called by the Polar Bears. 57 seconds to go, second quarter. It's the Polar Bears 28. Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
Athletics which enrich the educational experience of all participants. Play, perform, compete together.
Punting situation for Point Pleasant inside 1 minute to go in the first half. The line of scrimmage is the point 47 and Schrader to punt. High punt, and Johnson has to go back after it, and it hits the turf and rolls into the end zone for an automatic touchback. So that will be a 53-yard punt by Schrader, and the Polar Bears will have the football 80 yards away from scoring with just 50 seconds to go until halftime. We'll be checking all of the scores coming up at the half and also the first half stats and talking about the possibilities for next week when we take a look at those scores. Polar Bears will have the football now. See how they decide to play this. Fairmont has one timeout left, 50 seconds on the clock, and the Polar Bears lead by 4 touchdowns.
Perform, compete together.
Hunter Bigelow still in at center for Fairmont Senior. Arbogast, the guard on the left side, Floyd on the right, and Canfield to pass downfield. The pass is caught at the 45-yard line by Craig Cumberledge, and it's a Polar Bear first down. It'll be a pass play of 25 yards.
I'll tell you, Jeff, there's a guy named Brian Baldinger that does a lot of things on TikTok, and I'll tell you what, he would be really, that would be a play right there that he would really like, how he's hung in the pocket and threw that ball down the seam. That was just very well executed.
Clock turns inside 40. Canfield back to throw. Now running out of the pocket towards the far sidelines, and then throws it away, and it's intercepted at about the 48-yard line, and Point Pleasant has the football.
Pass intercepted by number 43.
That was Gage DeVault with a pass interception for Point Pleasant, and just like that,
with 28.9 seconds
the Big Blacks have the football back in Polar Bear territory at the 47 with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, Jeff, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here with just a few seconds left here in the half, and see if they can try to get something going here.
It's about learning and growing.
Logan Canfield has just thrown his first career interception, and it is first down and 10 for Point Pleasant. They have 3 timeouts left, but only 20 seconds on the clock. They send their receivers to the right side, the short side of the field. Quarterback Caden Hill has Reese Hunt in motion, and he hands him the ball. Sweeping to the left side, he's hit and goes down at the 45-yard line.
Number 4,
Yeah, Dinger did a nice job coming up from the safety position. That's how you coach it. That's how you play it. Really nice job of coming up and run support.
The clock is going to turn, and that is going to be the final play of the first half, you would guess, as it's inside 5 seconds. And Point Pleasant shows no signs of stopping the clock, and that is the end of the first half. From East West Stadium in Fairmont, first round AAA playoff action. The Fairmont Senior Polar Bears 28, and the Point Pleasant Big Blacks nothing. Halftime report coming up next on 93.1 WFGM.
Come visit Bridgeport, West Virginia. Nestled in north central West Virginia along Interstate 79, Bridgeport offers a wide assortment of hotel accommodations as well as a diverse array of local cuisine to satisfy any appetite. Shop our many unique local establishments as well as the best mall around. Just a short distance from boating, fishing, hiking, golf, and skiing in the stunning Appalachian Mountains. Bridgeport, West Virginia, where opportunity lives. Explore Bridgeport today.
Looking for a path to success in service? The West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
Hey, West Virginia. Need extra defense? This season, don't let respiratory illness slow you down. Vaccines are your best defense this fall because your health protects their future, so you can celebrate safely, get closer with confidence, and never miss a moment. Breathe easy, West Virginia. Find out how by going to breatheeasy.wv.gov.
Chances are, you've thought about fostering before. You've thought about how much good you could do, opening your home for a West Virginia kid who needs a stable place to stay. How you could be the foster home for a teen, or the reason two siblings get to stick together. If you've ever thought about fostering, West Virginia needs you now. Take the next step on your foster care journey at wefosterwv.org.
Larger than life. Please give a big round of applause to your softy but mighty Polar Bear Marching Band.
It's halftime. We're at East West Stadium in Fairmont. We're in the first round of the Class AAA playoffs. The Polar Bears, the number 2 seed, facing number 15 Point Pleasant. And Ray, if you take a look at those stats, 2 seed versus 15, you would expect a halftime score about where we are, 28-0, the Polar Bears on top.
Yeah, and I mean, we said early on, we can't look ahead to another round. I mean, you got to play what's in front of you here, but I mean, there are some things we got to clean up a little bit, but for the most part, it's kind of going on par with what we would expect at this point.
You take a look at Point Pleasant, and this has been a team that's been pretty good offensively this season. Defensively, they've struggled at times, but tonight they really haven't been able to get any kind of an offense going.
Yeah, and I think that's a credit to Coach Bartek and the defensive staff. I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure on them. In the run game, that's what they want to do. They want to do that with the quarterback run especially. But, again, as I said, I mean, you're on the quarterback, you do have an extra number. It does help you in the run game. But if we can neutralize that with how many people we can play closer to the line of scrimmage, which we're able to do because of how our coverage and the secondary is playing, and they played all year, it makes it very difficult. There's not a lot of windows to go, and even when you do try to throw the football, there's not a lot of places to go.
Here's a question that I know is close to you, and that is what Fairmont's going through now offensively. They're starting center, injured and replaced by Hunter Bigelow. And I don't know if Hunter's taken a snap in a varsity game at center, because they would bring in the backups and the reserves, and that would be Cooper Keener at that point.
Yeah.
But right now, Hunter's in there at center. How does that change things?
I mean, it does become. I think so far so good. I mean, he's doing a good job so far. I mean, there to me it doesn't seem like there's really any center quarterback exchange issues. But I think the thing is that when you get to this point in time in the season, you obviously want to. You don't want to put on a younger guy in this environment right now. So I know that's probably why they want to try to go with an older guy right now. But when you have a situation like that, the biggest thing is, and especially on a night like tonight, is the center quarterback exchange. And I think as long as that stays clean the rest of the way, I think they'll be pretty happy with him being in there. And obviously, he's a very capable physical player. He shows it on defense, and I'm sure that's going to carry forth on offense.
And I would think also, because it's not just snapping the ball and you're done as the center. There's a lot more to it, and he doesn't get a lot of time with the center's responsibility as far as blocking is concerned.
Yeah, and I mean, but the thing is, I know that they have to be, and they are. They're very good at, as a coaching staff, of being prepared for this type of situations, because it's not a matter of if but when these kind of things are going to happen. And so rest assured, I mean, they have made sure that he has gotten some reps. Obviously, not as many game reps, just by nature of how the season has went and transpired, but I think right now this is something that how he's come in so far, I think he's shown that he's more than capable to play that position.
Tristan Ramsey, of course, is the starting center for the Polar Bears. He's a junior. He was injured in the second quarter, did not come back, and Hunter Bigelow has been in at that spot. That's one thing that Fairmont's been blessed with along the front line, the consistency this year, because they haven't had to make replacements because of injury or poor performance.
Yeah, and I think you see the result with that is that it's giving them time to grow. I kind of commented on, I kind of saw, Deshaun Floyd and his mobility is moving, pulling, and it's not just a matter of just that he's pulling and he's executing the block very well. He's making good contact, and then he's running his feet. I mean, those are all things that I think are byproducts of being able to keep that continuity all year and giving them time to grow and giving them the time to gel as a unit. It takes time. I mean, you see it in every level. It takes time for that to happen, and by this point in time, we're starting to see the fruits of that.
They came out in the wind and the cold, so let's go down on the field to pick up music from the Polar Bear Band here at halftime. Polar Bears have a 28-0 lead. We're at halftime at East West Stadium in Fairmont. It's the first round of the Class AAA State High School Football Playoffs. Polar Bears up by 4 touchdowns. One more time down to the field to hear the Polar Bear Band at halftime.
Virginia's largest restoration company is now in the heart of the Mountain State. With a location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration. When disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the official restoration partner of Marshall Athletics, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. build lifelong friendships, and a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Welcome to your home among the hills. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, you'll unearth new passions, be exposed to fresh perspectives, and find what drives you. This place of discovery is where you can become a scientist, a leader, an athlete, a performer, a friend. Opportunities include research, internships, and study abroad. Plus, our vibrant community makes for experiences you'll never forget. Discover yourself at West Virginia Wesleyan College.
Performance Pre-Owned Auto Outlet had an amazing first year.
We want to say a big thank you to all our new customers. We couldn't have done it without you.
We're your one-stop shop with a full service center, multiple finance options, and a wide variety of vehicles.
We appreciate our customers, so mention this ad and get 10% off your next service visit.
Stop by and see us for deals stuffed full of savings this November.
We make the deals others won't. Just 99 seconds off exit 99 toward Buchanan.
Chances are, you've thought about fostering before. You've thought about how much good you could do, opening your home for a West Virginia kid who needs a stable place to stay. How you could be the foster home for a teen, or the reason two siblings get to stick together. If you've ever thought about fostering, West Virginia needs you now. Take the next step on your foster care journey at wefosterwv.org.
It's not just Concord's esteemed history of higher education excellence. It's not just Concord's 125-acre campus beautiful, nestled in West Virginia's rolling hills. It's not just Concord's wide variety of academic and artistic opportunities tailored to almost any career path. It's not just Concord's compassionate team of instructors, administrators, and staff dedicated to your success. So what is it that makes Concord University so great? Well, that's easy. It's you. Start your journey today at concord.edu.
Field goal, will they not? But the weather conditions pretty much made a field goal not an option.
Yeah, I mean, when those conditions are like that, it does become pretty problematic as far as how, what you can do, on a regular playing surface. But those guys are professionals. I mean, they're really good. Those guys, I say do it all the time, but I mean, when they're in those situations, a lot of them still find ways to do it. It's just impressive, their focus, how they can do those types of things, especially the skilled guys, like you talk about the kickers and those type of people. I mean, it's amazing to me how they can still do that. I know I wouldn't be able to do that. So.
Well, they're professional players, and you're still kind of a rookie fan with this being your first year.
Very much so, yeah.
Going to these games.
I'm getting an education.
I'll bet you are. Now, what was it like? What was the atmosphere there like last night?
Well, just back-to-back weeks with the Baltimore game at the home game, and then this one being away. I mean, kind of experiencing what the AFC North's all about, and you can just see there's just a different type of intensity. It has kind of that playoff feel when you're in that type of environment. But to give you an idea, last night, we didn't sit the whole game. I mean, everybody was on their feet the whole time. So, I mean, probably some of that was by design for everybody to stay warm, try to stay warm. But I mean, it's just really, you can just tell how passionate they are about their team in Cleveland, and everybody was respectful, at least around me. I was surrounded by a lot more Pittsburgh fans where I was located, but it was interesting. I mean, you can tell there's definitely dislike between the two franchises.
Now Zach is back, and it seems to me like he's playing like he's never been hurt.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, he seems to be coming back from the injury pretty well, and I think right now this is 3 games back, and obviously, disappointed, not winning last night, but I think he feels pretty good about where he's heading as far as coming back from the injury.
You're getting to be experienced now with going to these games. Now, logistically, how easy was it for you to get into Cleveland to the game and get back out afterwards?
It wasn't too bad getting. I will tell you that getting in, but it was interesting getting out of Cleveland with the weather. It was, just you could probably see on television, but that I'd say 40-mile radius, just outside of Cleveland or from Cleveland outward. It was what it looked like on television. I mean, it was interesting. I'll give it that.
What's up next?
Well, they've got the Cincinnati Bengals right now. So they've, playing on Thursday night, they've got a few days before they really start their game week preparation, I'm sure. But I think the one thing, obviously would have liked to have won the game last night, but this will give them a few extra days kind of to get their bodies back, because when you play on a short week like this, it's very hard. You just play the game against your division rival Sunday, and then you come back and play another division rival on Thursday. So very, very difficult. So I'm sure these 3 days will help kind of jumpstart into next week. So they got a lot of football ahead of them. I know didn't want to lose that game last night, but sitting at 8-3 at this point after 11 games, I think they're in a really good position to make a really good run here at the end.
Now, you mentioned game week. What's game week like on the professional level?
Well, a lot of times, they'll come right in right after the game, and they go ahead and take a look at, the film that they've had from the previous day. They have to have what the league will call a day off, and a lot of times that'll typically be a Tuesday for them. And then, then they'll jump right into their preparation. So, Wednesday they probably start implementing the game plan a little bit, kind of installing that. Thursday and Friday are pretty heavy work days, and then Saturday is I'd say like a mock game type deal when they want to kind of run through all the situational stuff and your third downs, your all those type of things that could come up, and then obviously then it comes down to either traveling that Saturday or staying together as a team. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to stay as a team in a hotel, either home or they travel, and then they play a game on Sunday, or if it's a Sunday night, they kind of adjust it accordingly.
I'm guessing as the season goes on-field practice time probably is reduced a little.
Well, I think if you look at like last week, for example, the short work week, they had to taper it down. They couldn't do as much physical, because you can't do that after playing a game. So it's not like a typical work week. So I kind of heard one of the players talking about it, and I can't remember who it was, but they said, it's kind of like they're chunking days together. So your Monday and Tuesday might come together as one day now, and your Tuesday, Wednesday, because you have to kind of accelerate things a little bit. So that's kind of where it becomes a little different. But, to answer your question, I would say, especially on a short week, you're not going to have as much physical because you just can't. A lot of it's going to be the mental reps to get ready. So that's why I think when you look at the Thursday night games, a lot of times it's sometimes there is some issues sometimes with, when you see a Thursday night game, because they don't get the full scale practice like they typically would and all the situational stuff like they normally would.
Fans love the Thursday night games, but the players maybe not so crazy about it.
Well, it's their job. They, as you say, it's what they signed up for, but it's one of those things where, it's still, it's very hard to deal with as a player, but, they always, if you're going to put them out in a competitive environment, they're professionals. They're going to find a way. They're going to figure it out. But it's just sometimes it's hard playing with that short turnaround. It is.
It's not on anywhere near the same level, but I know when on the high school level, when we have Thursday games, I always hate Thursday games until Friday.
Right.
And then I love the Thursday game because you get that extra time.
You like the extra time, and if you win the Thursday night game, it's always a really, that's a great deal, because then you go in, with a really good feeling, and then, you've got, it's kind of like those bonus days. But, like I said, it's the NFL. Nobody's undefeated right now, so you can look at it kind of from that standpoint and realize, that's something that's very difficult to do. So, sitting there 8-3, of course they want to be 11-0, but 8-3 is very, very respectable position where they're at right now. And I think a lot of really good things are coming for that football team. I really do.
And you're getting better and better at these game experiences. So.
Well, I don't think I have anything to do with the outcome, but Jeff, I do have to ask a quick question though before we get out. The next thing. So I got to know what your go-to is for Thanksgiving Day. Now, mine's mashed potatoes. Now, what about you?
Oh, well, it's just the traditional.
Yeah.
It is the turkey and the mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
but it has to be accompanied by pumpkin pie at the end.
Okay. I'm not. Although my father-in-law makes a pretty mean pumpkin pie, though, I have to give him that.
Okay.
He's been known to make a pretty good pumpkin pie.
If there's any left, just let me know.
I will.
We're at halftime at East West Stadium in Fairmont. The Polar Bears leading Point Pleasant by the score of 28-0. And when we come back, other games going on, we're going to check on those as halftime continues with the score. The Polar Bears 28, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
And we are back to the broadcast. That's right, you are, Chet. And the action is just now beginning as we see he is on the move. It looks like he's going to go big. Indeed, he is. 16, 20, 24 ounces, Chet. Would you believe it? Victory tastes so sweet. Oh, man, I love this job. It gets better every Saturday.
Go-Mart is always the right play for game day. Get in, get out, get back to the action.
West Virginia's largest restoration company is now in the heart of the Mountain State. With a location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration, when disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Hey, West Virginia. Need extra defense? This season, don't let respiratory illness slow you down. Vaccines are your best defense this fall because your health protects their future, so you can celebrate safely, get closer with confidence, and never miss a moment. Breathe easy, West Virginia. Find out how by going to breatheeasy.wv.gov.
I'm preparing to save lives
I'm making a difference.
I am learning from the best
in state-of-the-art facilities. I'm a nursing student
at West Virginia Wesleyan College.
With skilled nurses needed more than ever, West Virginia Wesleyan wants to help you launch your own in-demand career. You'll benefit from a recent $500,000 upgrade to our nursing labs. Learn from expert faculty and be considered for generous scholarships. Become a nurse. Start your journey at West Virginia Wesleyan College.
42-0 second half now, and Hurricane over George Washington 7-0 third quarter. Morgantown 21-10 lead over Woodrow Wilson. That's in the third quarter. And those are your AAA scores. In class AA, Wheeling Central leads Nicholas County 28-0 at halftime, and Bluefield on top of South Harrison 14-12. That game is also at halftime. The rest of the games will be played tomorrow. Statistically, in this game, the Polar Bears have the big edge offensively, 156 rushing yards. For Point Pleasant, just 40 through the air. The Polar Bears have completed 4 of 8 passes, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 87 yards. Point Pleasant just 1 of 5 with 1 interception, 7 yards. Total offense, Fairmont 243, Point Pleasant 47. Leading rusher for Point is Isaac Creel, 22 yards on 5 carries. For the Polar Bears, it's Chris Wilson, 8 carries for 65 yards. Touchdown scorers for the Polar Bears, 4 different guys. Cannon Dinger caught a 31-yard pass play. Logan Canfield ran one in from 3. Chris Wilson ran one in from 5. And Rudy Carrillo intercepted a pass and returned it 54 yards for a touchdown. Fairmont had 1 TD in the first quarter, 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. They haven't given up anything yet. And so the Polar Bears lead 28-0 as we get set for the start of the third quarter. We mentioned also that this is Point Pleasant's coach David Darst. It's his last game as a head coach if his team doesn't come back and win this game. He has announced his retirement after 18 seasons as the head coach of the Big Blacks. Had a really good run as head coach there. Overall record 135-51, and that's better than 70% of his games have been victories. And he also had a great run there for a while. He had several seasons where they were undefeated, went to the state playoffs consistently at one point, 11 consecutive seasons. So he leaves a tough act to follow there at Point Pleasant.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's going to leave this program better than he found it. And 18 years is a long place to be the head coach at any sport at the high school level, and so he's done a really good job with this program. And this game tonight will not define his career, obviously, by any stretch. I mean, this is a body of work that really shows what he's accomplished when you look at it in its totality. You can't look at just tonight because this is just a one game, but he's had a very successful career. A lot of respect for him.
We're ready for the start of the second half, and Alex Schrader will kick off. Navon Jones back deep along with Damani Johnson. Schrader hasn't kicked yet tonight because his team hasn't scored, but he's a great kicker, and he very frequently puts the ball in the end zone. We'll see if the conditions tonight might make that a little more difficult. Temperature has actually gone up a degree. We're 36 degrees now as we start the second half. There's his high end-over-end kick, and it does sail well into the end zone for the automatic touchback. So just as billed, Alex Schrader, excellent kicker, and the Polar Bears will start at their own 20-yard line. And you know how great it is to have a kicker who can put the ball in the end zone consistently. All the pressure it takes off. Absolutely. It does. It really kind of takes one phase of the special teams that you really don't have to worry as much about. I mean, you're always going to worry about it, but that's a big weapon to have. 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears now. Hunter Bigelow is the center as we start the second half. Canfield has Wilson to his right, and now Logan on a keeper. Takes it off the left side, gets out over the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, to the sidelines at midfield, and goes down at about the 50-yard line. Brought down there by Hayden Bentz. But a big gain, 30 yards for Logan Canfield.
Yeah, very well executed play, and taking a look at that play, as far as the Polar Bear offensive line, in particular Bigelow there at the center spot, he's very good job, good start for this second half.
Fairmont moves from left to right on the far hash marks, and Canfield this time on a bootleg to the near side. Passes downfield for Calger, thrown a little behind him. It's incomplete at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Jeff, Canfield would like to have that one back. That's one that, he just has to take his time. I mean, he had him pretty much wide open, and when you're throwing on the run like that, you just have to make sure you hit the wide open receiver, and he just kind of overthrew a little bit.
And he was throwing on the run to the right side, and he's a left-hand quarterback, so it makes that pass a little tougher. 2nd down and 10 for the Polar Bears now. Here's Chris Wilson getting the handoff. He takes it inside the 45 and down to about the 42-yard line. Tripped up and brought down there, but it'll be a nice gain of 8 yards. Bring up a 3rd down and 2. Bentz in on the tackle again for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, I want to comment on Bigelow's snapping technique. He's using kind of a dead ball technique where the ball is kind of sitting up. It's not the one that I would usually use. A lot of centers, but I think that are kind of new to snapping, they have to learn in a hurry. They use that technique, and he's using it quite well. No snap issues whatsoever. Looks like good lateral movement, so he's checking all the boxes so far at that center position.
It's 3rd down and 2 now, so the Polar Bears with a new quarterback somewhat and a new center. And here is Canfield handing it off to Wilson, and Wilson gets the first down and more as he takes it to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 7 yards on the play, and first down number 7 for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, again, taking a look at it, he's Bigelow's doing a really good job so far. He's mixing it up in there, and then as he's snapping, he's able to step, and that's what you want to see out of your center.
2 wideouts come wide to the right side. It's first down and 10 for the Polar Bears from the 35. Here's Canfield rolling left, passing downfield to Calger. He has it at the 30, down to the 25, and tripped up and goes down close to the 20-yard line. Stop on the play was made by Asher Robinson for Point Pleasant.
Now, obviously, rolling to the left was probably a little easier throw, but the way Canfield approached that rollout was just really nice. He just gave a nice catchable ball through to where he didn't have to break his stride. He could keep running after the catch.
First down at the point 22-yard line. First down and 10 for Fairmont Senior, and there's a little short pass coming to Brock Martin on the far side of the field, and Brock takes it down to about the 20-yard line. That'll be about all. He'll only get a couple of yards on the play. Martin's been a little quiet tonight on the receiving end. He's only caught, he's been targeted at least once, but that's his first catch of the night.
Yeah, sometimes these nights, there's several factors that come into play, but, one of them is how they play the coverage, and they're playing a little coverage deep. We don't have a lot of balls that are going to go down the field vertically.
Canfield has now thrown for 100 yards, and he takes the snap and he hands it off. Ball taken by Wilson, and he runs it off the left side, or Canfield rather, on a keeper, and he takes it down to about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I've always liked that quarterback isolation play where the quarterback is the ball carrier. I mean, again, that gives you, usually you lose him when he hands the ball off, but now when he is the ball carrier, that gives you that number to neutralize the extra number that they bring in the box, so you can account for everybody.
Logan Canfield has now thrown for 100 yards, and on his next gain, he will have run for 100. 3rd down and 2 for the Polar Bears now, and there's the handoff to Wilson, and Wilson crashes into the center of the line, takes it down to about the 11. He should have enough for a first down.
Number 21, Chris Wilson with the carry for the Polar Bears. That's enough for a Fairmont.
And it is a Polar Bear first down at the 11-yard line.
60, Connor Buckle for Point Pleasant.
Chris Wilson inching closer to 100 yards rushing tonight. He has 83. 8:32 turning clock, 3rd quarter. Polar Bears lead 28-0. Wilson gets the handoff, breaks it outside to the left. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, down towards the goal line, and he's into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. An 11-yard TD run for Chris Wilson, and the Polar Bears lead it 34-0.
Yeah, great job by that Polar Bear offensive line. Little gap scheme where they bring the guard and tackle around and pull, kick out and turn up, and just really nice job. Good fundamental football in the run game.
Extra point will go from left to right now, and Canfield will do the holding. Peschel ready to kick. Ball down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:23 to go, 3rd quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 34. Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
For a path to success in service, the West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
West Virginia High School sports helps you to recover from what comes next. It's delicious. and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refresh.
Fairmont now has a 35-0 lead. 8:23 to go in the third quarter. And Fairmont Senior will kick off from left to right now.
Jeff, I tell you, on a night like tonight, everybody likes their coffee, but if everybody would just hear me out for a minute, if you take coffee and hot chocolate, just this little announcement is good stuff.
Oh, that's your secret.
That is my secret.
Wow.
Nobody knows. Well, not a lot of people know this, but coffee and hot chocolate are really good.
There you go. All I've got's a little bottle of.
Well, I got the water too, but
okay.
I already drank the coffee and hot chocolate.
All right. Well, make note of that at the end of this game. Kick downfield, collected at the 8-yard line, and taken off the right side out over the 20 to the 25, and up maybe to the 26-yard line, and that's where it'll be 1st and 10 for Point Pleasant. Reese Hunt on the kickoff return. 1st down and 10 for the Big Blacks, and they're down now 35-0. They have really had very little success offensively tonight.
Yeah, and it still comes back to, you know, how we're able to play the box right now. We were able to load the box, and you know, with our secondary, the way they play, and the athletes we have back there, it just makes it really difficult. There's really not a lot of windows to throw the football whenever they try to throw the football and put it in the air.
So they come out of the huddle now, moving from right to left. They're on the far right hash marks, closer to the Polar Bear sidelines, and it's 1st down and 10, and the quarterback gives it right up the middle, and the ball's taken up close to the 30-yard line, and that'll be all. A gain of maybe a couple of yards on the play.
Number 37.
That was Bowen on the carry. Get 2, make it 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I want to keep seeing this Polar Bear defense play like it is tonight throughout these playoffs, because you know no matter what your situation is or who you play in the postseason, you're going to play somebody offensively. It's going to be a challenge. So very, very good to see us playing really well tonight.
2 wideouts to the left side, 1 to the right, and the quarterback, Hill, back to pass, getting pressure from behind. Now Arbogast has him and sacks him back inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Jeff, you look at that back end, there was just nowhere to go with the football. The quarterback had no shot to throw it down the field, and he made the right decision. I mean, the only thing he could have done is maybe get rid of the ball, but yeah, there was no place to go with the football.
So now it's 3rd down and long, and the ball is back at the 23 in point territory. Wide out to the near side. And that's Marrero. And the quarterback on a counter play. Hatton gets it, and he gets it out over the 30, the 35, and up to the 38-yard line, and it's going to be enough for a 1st down. That's been their most successful running play of the night.
Yeah, good call. Obviously 3rd and 14, obvious passing down, but they ran a little counter play, and I think that's when we get a little bit. They get us going a little bit aggressive up the field and thinking it's going to be pass, and so really good call by Coach Darce on that 3rd down call.
That same play has netted 25 yards on 2 carries for Connor Hatton, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 now. And the quarterback rolling to the left, looking to throw, signaling his receivers to head downfield, and then he heads for the sidelines, and Hunter Bigelow makes sure he goes out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage.
He was asking his deep receiver to keep going vertically, but no chance. We had two Polar Bears blanketing him down the sideline.
He'll get a yard on the play, and it will bring up a 2nd down and 9 at the 39-yard line. In case you're wondering, where is Point Pleasant? It is in Mason County, town of about 4,500, best known for the Mothman, and then also that Silver Bridge collapse back years ago that killed 46 people. 2nd down and 9 yards to go now. And there is the counterplay. It goes to Hatton. Hatton is hit by Lowther, and he's going to be brought down at about the 41-yard line. He'll gain a yard on the play.
Yeah, just real physical by that Polar Bear front. That's the way you want your box to be playing. They, no windows to run the football. Just really physical in there. Just really nice job by that group.
3rd down and 7. Jackson Lowther in on the tackle for the Polar Bears. They have high hopes for him, and he's seeing some early playing time for the Polar Bears in this game. Nick Bartik said on the pregame we would see him in with the regulars some, and that's the case. 3rd down 7. The ball at the point 41, and there are flags down at the line of scrimmage.
But I'll tell you, Jeff, when you talk about a guy like Lowther, somebody that's getting to play a little earlier, but that's the benefit of throughout the year being able to get leads and being able to get some varsity experience on Friday nights when we get ahead, and then also obviously the JV experience. But that's kind of accelerated his ascension up to the point of being able to play here in a playoff game.
Ball start called against
5-yard penalty.
Point Pleasant. 5-yard penalty will take the football back to about the 36-yard line.
A 5-yard penalty on Point Pleasant makes it a 3rd.
We haven't had very many big penalties tonight, major penalties.
No,
line of scrimmage.
And we said that was one of the keys that we want to see as we go through these playoffs. I mean, you just don't want to beat yourself.
Now it's 3rd down and 12 for Point Pleasant. Waiting for the ball to be put in play. Atkinson across the front line for the Polar Bears, along with Bracero and Bigelow. Carrillo in at linebacker, along with Hunter Bigelow and Parker Bigelow. They're brothers. Trevor Bigelow is a cousin. And Rapchak in the game as well for the Polar Bears. So couple of new faces in there, and here is the quarterback Hill. Play action pass. He's getting pressure, and he's going down. It's Cowger who got him. Jeff Cowger makes the quarterback sack, and it'll bring up a 4th and long for Point Pleasant.
Yeah, nice rush by Cowger. He's able to use that length very well, and that really suits him well when he's rushing the quarterback. It's tough to block a guy with that kind of length and those type of pass rush moves that he possesses. It makes it very difficult.
Punting situation for Schrader. He's been there before. The ball is at the 29. Good snap. Punt is away. Floater that Johnson catches at the 36. Heads to the sidelines. He gets to the 40s, hesitates, and then gets to midfield and runs out of bounds in Point Pleasant territory inside the 50 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
With the punt return out over midfield to about the Point Pleasant 47-yard line with 4:30 left in the quarter.
So change of possession occurs with 4:30 on the clock. Polar Bear football brought to you all season long by your local Parmar stores. And we'll be doing it again next week. Polar Bears will play here, and we'll be going up against Spring Valley and beating East Fairmont rather easily tonight. 1st down 10, Polar Bears. And there is the handoff, and it goes to Damani Johnson off the left side. And Johnson takes it inside the 45 and goes down at about the 43-yard line. He's going to get about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, initially I thought that play looked like it might go for credit Point Pleasant, but really like the way we're moving our feet. Although we got to finish, I'm looking at the replay now. Just got to stay engaged a little bit longer, but initially I like the way we were moving together as an offensive line on that play.
Dinger and Johnson are wide outs to the right side. Martin wide left. Canfield wants to pass. Now send a little short pass to the far side. Martin catches it at the 38-yard line, and he's brought down on the spot for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, this Point Pleasant secondary, they're pretty determined not to get beat deep. So, credit Canfield for making decisions. Sometimes you've got to check it down, and you got to make those decisions protecting the football, and that's what he's doing.
It's 3rd and 1. We need Logan Canfield to run this one for a yard and get the 1st down, but that's not going to happen because Point Pleasant was jumped off sides.
Encroachment, 44, defense, 5-yard penalty, result in the 1st down.
1st down, Polar Bears. And it'll take the football down to the 33-yard line. 3:26 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Fairmont Senior 35, Point Pleasant nothing.
Jeff, you can coach that till you're blue in the face as a coach, but you know, sometimes you get in those critical moments, it's very hard not to jump, and they did.
Canfield out of the pistol formation. He's going to run with it. He takes it inside the 30, dives down to the 28-yard line, and he will get over 100 yards rushing tonight for the first time in his career. 104 yards for the senior Logan Canfield, who is starting just his second game at quarterback in his career. In fact, really has only played a handful of plays at quarterback prior to last week. Second down for the Polar Bears, 4 yards to go. The ball at the 27-yard line. Wilson behind the quarterback Canfield now on this second down play. Logan wants to pass, looking to the far side of the field, and the pass is broken up incomplete along the sidelines. Robinson making the defensive play against Cannon Dinger along the sidelines, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, you got to really credit Coach Sampson and Coach Manello, you know, with how they approach Logan Canfield. I mean, you know, and he comes in, he has a different skill set, obviously, than Brody does. So, but they're playing to his strengths. They're not trying to make him be Brody. They're letting him be Logan, and that's very important. And I think that's going to aid his development.
3rd down, 4 for the Polar Bears. Canfield, this time on a keeper, takes it up the middle, and he'll be short of the first down as he takes it down close to the 26-yard line. And it's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, I think that's something that happens sometimes with coaches. They try to kind of have a one-size-fits-all approach, and it doesn't work that way, especially at the quarterback position. Everybody's a little different, and they're doing a really good job with Logan so far.
Flag on the play.
10-yard penalty for the previous
and holding called against the Polar Bears, Trevor Bigelow. And that is our first holding penalty, I think, of the night. 10-yard penalty. We'll take the football back to about the 37-yard line. Now it's going to be 3rd down and about 14.
For the Polar Bears.
3rd and 14 from the 37. Canfield. Jump pass to the far side, and the pass is caught by Dinger. Catches it at the 35, takes it inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. It's going to get about 10 yards on that play.
Yeah, I really like the play design. They kind of had Calgary in a H-back position on the right side of the formation, and had a little play action, drug him across to the boundary, and really nice job, just well-executed play, and now they got a manageable 4th and
4. 4th down, 4 yards to go for the Polar Bears. Jeff Calger on that last catch. And that is his 2nd of the night. Clock turns down to 1:35, and the Polar Bears are going to call timeout now. 1:33 to go, 3rd quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 35, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
And we are back to the broadcast. That's right, you are, Chet. The action is just now beginning as we see he is on the move. Looks like he's going to go big. Indeed he is. 16, 20, 24 ounces, Chet. Would you believe it? Victory tastes so sweet. Oh, man, I love this job. It gets better every Saturday.
Go-Mart is always the right play for game day. Get in, get out, get back to the action.
Chick-fil-A is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school sports. Get help with your tuition from the West Virginia National Army Guard. For more information, go to nationalguard.com. It's a good time to have options with
another 4th down situation facing Fairmont Senior now. 4th down and 4. The ball at the 27-yard line. 1:33 to go. The Polar Bears lead 35-0. Not a lot of suspense as far as the game is concerned. Fairmont, though, looking at all of these situations with the season continuing as opportunities to get experience for quarterback Logan Canfield, as he may be right back in this spot again next week.
The 4th and 4 is a big moment, and it's something to execute right now and see what we can do.
He's going to pass, has lots of time. Far side, the pass is incomplete at about the 24-yard line. It was intended for Calger, but it was broken up along the sidelines, and it'll be Point Pleasant's football with 1:26 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, he just threw it a little late. I think if he would have recognized Calgary a little sooner, he would have been able to probably complete that. But that's going to come with the growth of the position. But that's something that they'll get on tape. They'll be able to coach it up, and so he'll just continue to get better and grow from that. But that was a good situational moment. 4th and 4. He made the right decision. He just made it a little late.
North Marion now leads Ripley 26-3. So that game, even though it's in the third quarter, seems pretty safe for the Huskies now. 2 Marion County schools will advance, 1 will not. And there is a little shovel pass coming to Reese Hunt off the left side, and Hunt takes it up to about the 29-yard line. He'll get a couple of yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Number 4, Reese Hunt with the carry, brought down by number 36, Parker Bigelow. Gain of 2, 32nd and 8, Point Pleasant.
We're now inside a minute to go in the third quarter. Point Pleasant looking at a 2nd down and 8 from its 29-yard line. Out of the pistol formation, there's counterplay coming this way to Hatton. Hatton gets to the 30, the 35, the 40, pushed and goes down over the 45 at about the 48-yard line. It was Navon Jones who pushed him down, but he's going to end up with a nice gain on that play of about 20 yards.
This Polar Bear defense has done a really good job tonight, being really stout with the run game. But this is the one thing I'm sure Coach Bark is going to put on tape and really coach it up going into next week, because these counter plays, you got to stay at home. You got to make sure that you're ready for these, and we're going to see this if that's something that we're being exposed to tonight.
Hatton has had gains of 10, 15, and 20 yards on that counter play. And there is the handoff, goes right up the middle, and there is nothing doing as Bowen gets maybe a yard to about the 50, and that'll be all.
Yeah,
1 yard gain.
Sorry, Jeff. Great job of that interior as far as playing the trap. They try to run a little quick trap, inside trap, and as we said all year, you've got to close that down and can't give a lot of space, and we did a really good job with that.
And that is the end of the third quarter from East West Stadium in Fairmont. It's the Fairmont Polar Bears 35, Point Pleasant nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Come visit Bridgeport, West Virginia. Nestled in north central West Virginia along Interstate 79, Bridgeport offers a wide assortment of hotel accommodations as well as a diverse array of local cuisine to satisfy any appetite. Shop our many unique local establishments as well as the best mall around. Just a short distance from boating, fishing, hiking, golf, and skiing in the stunning Appalachian Mountains. Bridgeport, West Virginia, where opportunity lives. Explore Bridgeport today.
What's falling faster, the autumn leaves or the prices here at Dan Cava Toyota World? If you're trying to save a few bucks, come check out our large selection of Toyota trucks here at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world!
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
My name is Micah Daniels from Huntington, West Virginia. I'm at Bridge Valley and I'm working on earning an associate's degree in manufacturing. Jumpstart is a career savings program for skilled workers. With blue collar work, you always need money for tools. So with that Jumpstart program, I can rest easy. New sets of tools need to be bought. I'm good.
The Jumpstart Savings Program is celebrating skilled workers and offers state tax advantages while you save for future expenses. Find out if a Jumpstart Savings account is right for you. Take the quiz today.
Behind him, fakes it to him, and he's back to pass, rolling to the right side, off balance downfield. The pass is incomplete along the sidelines, intended for Reese Hunt.
I like the decision to roll Hill out and boot a guard out to give a little extra protection, but that pass rush with the Polar Bears is just really relentless, and just had no chance to even set his feet or even have a chance to really get that off.
So it's 3rd down and 9, and we're in a running clock situation now. So even though that was an incomplete pass, if you notice, the clock is still turning. That's the reason. 35-point lead for the Polar Bears. 3rd down, 9 yards to go from midfield. There is the counter play going to Hatton. This time he's wrapped up from behind after a gain of a yard. Parker Bigelow has him, and it'll be 4th down and 8.
At this point, let's see. It looks like they're. Oh, we have somebody down. Or they do.
Number 17.
I think everybody's okay now. It was Connor Hatton a little shaken up on the play.
It's going to bring up 4th and 8, Point Pleasant.
4th down coming up, 8 yards to go. Punting situation for Schrader. He stands back inside his 40. And Damani Johnson will be back to return the punt. Fairmont getting some new faces in the lineup on special teams now. And Schrader ready to punt it away. The line of scrimmage is the Fairmont 49. Punt is downfield. Johnson catches it at the 19. He gets up to the 20. Comes to the near side at the 30. Flag is thrown over the 35 to the 40 and into the Point Pleasant sideline. But a flag was thrown all the way back at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think, Jeff, they're going to get Gabe Miller for probably a blindside block, and you know, you just have to be so careful on that on the punts now. I mean, if you have any, I guess when in doubt, you really need to be mindful of that, because you know, that's one call that they don't play around with, and you know, obviously everything's focused on player safety, and rightfully so. But
blocking the back.
Yeah, blocking the back.
10 yards from spot foul. 1st down.
So that takes the ball back to the 11-yard line, and the Polar Bears will go 1st down and 10 from there with 10:22 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
Number 16, Dominic Trotta in.
Dominic Trotta in at quarterback now. Jordan Wagner, Christian Rapchak in the backfield. And high snap, Trotta brings it down, gives it to Wagner, trying to get outside to the right. Now he comes back this way, gives ground, looking for an opening as he takes it back to the 5-yard line, and he's going to be brought down hard behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 1, Jordan Wagner on the carry for the Bears.
So Wagner tried to make something out of nothing, and nothing became even worse, as now the ball is going to be set down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. So that'll be a loss of 7 yards on that play.
2nd and 17.
Every time I see a play like that, it reminds me of Marcus Allen. Wasn't the result in the Super Bowl, but it was kind of the same type of thing where he went one way and then went all the way back across the field.
Sometimes it works. 2nd down and 17 now, and Trotta is standing in his end zone to get this shotgun snap, and whistles and flag thrown. Delay of game is the call. So that takes the ball back to the 2-yard line.
And Jeff, while we have a quick second here, I just want to say this. We're getting into a big, heavy dose of football watching this holiday season. Make sure you watch some Hallmark movies with your wife. That's what I do.
All right.
Yeah, well,
There's
we
a
trade it
soft
off.
spot. He's got a soft spot.
That's how I get to watch some football, huh?
Yeah. Christian Rapchak gets the handoff and carries it back to about the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 18.
Whoever would have thought that that's how you spend your free time?
You got to give the Hallmark movies a chance.
Yes,
you know you do.
Oh,
I know all my sister-in-laws, they're out there listening. My wife, you know, if they're out there listening, I got to give a little plug in for Hallmark.
I'm glad you did.
They want me to watch it.
I actually watched one a little bit
there you
about
go.
a week ago.
There you go.
Line of scrimmage. 3rd down for the Polar Bears, trying to draw Point Pleasant off sides, and now there's another flag, and I think we're going to get another delay of game. The downside of trying to draw the other team off is it takes a little too much time. So now it's going to get back to about the 1-yard line. 3rd down for the Polar Bears and about let's say about 18 yards to go for the first down. And Trotta back to pass. Lofts one to the far side, caught by Wagner right at about the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down there. He threw it a long way, but it was just parallel to the line of scrimmage, and Wagner caught it, and he went down, and it's going to be 4th down and 18.
And that's just something you see with Trotta. I mean, as he continues to develop as a quarterback, and the arm strength gets more and more, that play across the field will become easier for him. But right now, he's a young quarterback. He's learning, and but I really think it's a good move to get him in here and get him some reps in a playoff game.
The Polar Bears bring back a few more familiar faces now for this punting situation from deep in their own territory at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and I agree with that. This is a tough situation to be in, but it's also good practice for our guys that are older to have this experience, because you're going to have this in the playoffs.
Dinger stands at the back of the end zone and bobbles the snap. Now he's running with the football off the right side, and he gets up to the 5-yard line and breaks free, and the loose ball is picked up by the Polar Bears' Canfield, and he'll take it up for a first down.
Jeff, we got to see the replay, but he might have pitched that to him. I want to see the replay, because I think he made a decision to pitch it at the last second when he was going to go down, unless it. Yes, he did.
Yeah. It is a pitch from Dinger.
That is pretty cool stuff. That was a pretty neat play. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't, and it comes up to the 24-yard line. It's a first down, and that gets Fairmont out of a really bad situation. And now they'll go back to Trotta at quarterback. Rapchak, the running back, behind him. Grayson Dinger is a receiver to the near side. High snap, and Trotta brings it down and then takes it off the right side, and he'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. So Fairmont that time with a play that was really negatively impacted by the snap.
Yeah, and that's something. I mean, obviously, when you play that position, obviously you don't want anybody to know your name, and so sometimes when those things happen, it really makes it difficult to run the play the way it's supposed to be.
Cooper Keener is the center, 6'3", 270-pounder, but he's just a sophomore. Here is the handoff, and the football is taken out over the 25-yard line, to about the 26 by Rapchak. So that'll be really about the first positive play that these guys have had, and it'll be a gain of 3, 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, and on this Point Pleasant team, I mean, I know this is not the result Coach Darce wanted to have tonight overall, but he has to be proud of the effort. I mean, to keep this Polar Bear team at 35 points, I mean, I know that seems like still a lot of points, but this Polar Bear team is capable of scoring well in excess of 35 points. So, for them to keep them at least in that range, I mean, that's an accomplishment tonight.
And they've got some key players who are underclassmen. They're looking to have a really good team next season. 3rd down play for the Polar Bears, and the handoff goes to Jordan Wagner, trying to get outside to the left. Now he's trying to go back to the right, and he is going to be smothered back inside the 20-yard line. Those are hard to mark when you're the official, because forward progress is one thing, but when you are trying to get away and you're running backwards, it's a little different. So the ball is now back at the 15.
And that's something that's got to be difficult for a referee, because at some point you got to blow the whistle, blow the play dead when the player can no longer move forward. But you also want to give them a chance to fight out of it a little bit. But sometimes that's just kind of a judgment call.
Punting situation now for Grant Newsom. The ball is on the 15-yard line. It's 4th down and 21. Good snap, bobbles it a little, but then gets it away very low. Just a line drive punt. Rolls towards the 30-yard line, rolls up to the 33, and stops rolling at the 34-yard line. So that will be a 19-yard punt, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Point Pleasant with 3:41 to go. Polar Bears lead 35-0.
Today's athletic event
Led at the half 28-0. Point Pleasant just hasn't been able to pose any kind of an offensive threat against the Polar Bears tonight. And so really once 2 or 3 touchdowns were on the board, you felt like this was going to be the Polar Bears' night. First down 10, the ball at the 34-yard line. Caden Hill, the junior quarterback, takes the snap. He wants to throw. He's sending one towards the end zone, and the pass is broken up incomplete. Nice defensive play down there by the Polar Bears, and that was Jordan Wagner who swatted the ball away, intended for Reese Hunt, and it'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, you know, anytime you get a situation where as a defense collectively you have an opportunity to have a shutout, even though, you know, you've got younger guys in there, you know, this as a group, this defense, I'm sure, wants to try to keep a 0 on the scoreboard here in the final minutes here.
The Polar Bears have been involved in 3 shutouts this season, and it's going to be second down and 10 now for Point Pleasant. This time the ball is handed off, and it's carried up the middle and taken inside the 30 down to about the 25-yard line. It'll be Bowen on the carry, and it'll be a first down. The ball's going to come down to the 24-yard line.
With the tackle for the Polar Bears.
Just 5 first downs tonight for Point Pleasant. Down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. The Polar Bears with a 35-0 lead. Hill hands it off to Creel, and Creel is grabbed as Drew Jackson gets a hold of him as he takes it through a small hole and takes it down to about the 22. He'll get a couple of yards on the play.
Number 22, Drew Jackson, in on the tackle for the Polar Bears.
Second down and 8, with the clock turning down to 1:43 to go.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of taking their time now, but this Point Pleasant team is definitely trying to get in the end zone here at the end.
Hill fakes it to Creel. Now he's going to carry it himself, and he's going to be hit and brought down. Very short gain. Jackson in on the stop again. So Jackson with back-to-back tackles. 2-yard gain for the quarterback.
Yeah, this is a tough moment with the seniors on this Point Pleasant team. Every year, every team faces it, but at some point, you know you're coming down to your last game of high school football, so just starting to hit these guys now.
Inside a minute to go, third down, 7 yards to go, and here is Hill on a keeper on that read option, trying to get outside to the left, heads to the sidelines, but he's going to be caught and brought down. That was Grayson Dinger with a stop, and if he doesn't get him, that could turn into a touchdown.
Yeah, Dinger's done that all year. That's the younger. Yes. And he's
really
be a player.
Young, just a freshman.
That's right. I keep forgetting there's 2. Yeah, he's going to be a player too.
Point Pleasant is not in any hurry to get to the line of scrimmage as the game clock is down inside 8 seconds. It's fourth down, 5 yards to go. They will get this play off, and that will do it. As quarterback Caden Hill wants to throw it into the end zone, and the pass is caught for the touchdown. The pass is caught in the end zone for the touchdown by Andrew Whittington, and Point Pleasant avoids the shutout and trails now 35-6. That is a 20-yard touchdown pass. And that was a perfectly thrown ball.
Yes, it was. You see that Hill has the talent to make those plays, but obviously a little too late. But for them, nice for them to have a play at the end that they can remember. That's going to be good for them.
And there'll be no.
We are back to the broadcast. That's right, you are, Chet. And the action is just now beginning as we see he is on the move. It looks like he's going to go big. Indeed, he is. 16, 20, 24 ounces, Chet. Would you believe it? Victory tastes so sweet. Oh, man, I love this job. It gets better every Saturday.
Go-Mart is always the right play for game day. Get in, get out, get back to the action.
Looking for a path to success in service? The West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
If you're looking for the newspaper lead for this game tonight, it would probably be something like Logan Canfield ran for 106 yards and threw for 117 as the Polar Bears upended Point Pleasant 35-6 to advance to the second round of the Class AAA playoffs. But that's the summary of the game tonight, but we have more to tell you than just that, as the post-game show is brought to you by Fairmont Federal Credit Union. And Ray, it was a good night for Logan Canfield. He was solid. We saw a little more of him with his legs at the quarterback position tonight.
Yeah, I mean, last week I think he, just by the way the defense presented itself, they were more inclined to have him throw the ball. But I really like him in the run game. I mean, he's willing to stick it in there between the tackles. I mean, he'll run in there like a Mack truck. I mean, he's not afraid. And I really think you got to credit him tonight, how he did things. I mean, he really got after it in the run game.
And he does a good job of spreading the ball around to receivers, too. He's not just locked in on one guy, and we saw it tonight because, he had some completed passes to Brock Martin last time out against the Bees, and tonight Martin wasn't as big a factor in it because there were other guys that he could throw to, and so I think that's one of the strengths of this team offensively, particularly at that receiver position. So many options.
Definitely, Jeff. They got a lot of options, and I think tonight the way by nature how Point Pleasant plays on the back end, there wasn't a lot of in terms of the vertical passing game, but there's a lot of the checkdowns. So as a result of that, you saw the ball getting spread around to some receivers that you might not quite see a lot of getting a lot of targets. So really, I just think that Logan's going to continue to evolve, and he's a football player. I mean, I like the way he plays.
And he'll get a chance next week as the Polar Bears will be going up against Spring Valley. We don't know the day because that will be determined Sunday. But we will have all of the action for you. It's Thanksgiving weekend next weekend, and Polar Bears will be in the second round of the playoffs. When we come back, we'll talk about tonight's game from a statistics standpoint, check the final scores around the state, and whatever else we can think of as the postgame show continues on 93.1 WFGM.
Come visit Bridgeport, West Virginia. Nestled in north central West Virginia along Interstate 79, Bridgeport offers a wide assortment of hotel accommodations as well as a diverse array of local cuisine to satisfy any appetite. Shop our many unique local establishments as well as the best mall around. Just a short distance from boating, fishing, hiking, golf, and skiing in the stunning Appalachian Mountains. Bridgeport, West Virginia, where opportunity lives. Explore Bridgeport today.
Hey West Virginia, fall is here, and that means one thing. It's football season. Grab your friends and family and hit the road to cheer on your favorite team with Easy Pass on the West Virginia Turnpike. No more stopping at toll booths, just smooth sailing straight to the parking lot. So pack your coolers, fire up your grill, and get ready for the ultimate tailgating experience. With Easy Pass, you'll spend less time in traffic and more time enjoying the big game. Get your Easy Pass today and let the tailgating fun begin.
We have the skill set internally to take almost any project from a concept all the way through to completion. We don't manufacture widgets. We do things that make a huge impact to society, so we take what we do very, very seriously. There's a great sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you really contributed to society, really did your part to make where you are from a better place than it was before you came there.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Tonight's postgame show brought to you by Fairmont Federal Credit Union, and tonight's game in the books. Now, Fairmont Senior wins it by a 35-6 score. Brief look at the stats. You can tell it was a dominant game by the Polar Bears. Fairmont had 229 rushing yards, 88 for Point Pleasant. Through the air, the Polar Bears completed 8 of 16 passes for 117 yards with 1 interception and 1 touchdown. And for Point Pleasant, 3 completions, 9 attempts, 29 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Total offense, the Polar Bears 346 and Point Pleasant 117. Leading rusher was the Polar Bears' Logan Canfield, 106 yards on 11 carries, and Chris Wilson came close, but he didn't quite make it. 94 yards rushing on 12 attempts. He did not get 100, but Canfield, first time in his career to run for over 100 yards. And on the other side, it was Connor Hatton who led the way for Point Pleasant with 47 yards rushing. Touchdown scorers in the game tonight. Cannon Dinger caught a 31-yard pass. Logan Canfield ran one in from 3 yards. Chris Wilson ran one in from 5. Rudy Carrillo had a pass interception, returned at 54 yards for a touchdown, and Chris Wilson scored on an 11-yard run. And on the other side, on the last play of the game, it was Whittington catching a 20-yard pass from his quarterback, Hill, that ended the game 35-6. The Polar Bears win. Final scores tonight from around the playoffs. North Marion has won its game and will advance as the Huskies beat Ripley 47-10. Spring Valley is leading the Bees 54-6. That's in the fourth quarter, and the Polar Bears will go up against Spring Valley next week. And one other score to report. Bridgeport 65, RCB nothing in the fourth quarter. And then Oak Hill is on top of Lewis County 20-0 in the fourth quarter. So you look at all of these scores and you don't really see any surprises in the scores so far.
No, typically in that first round you're not going to see. Now this second round it'll start to get interesting because the balance will start to come together. It'll be more balanced, I think.
On the other side in Class Quad A, Morgantown is winning its game against Woodrow Wilson in the fourth quarter 35-10. That one seems safe. GW, George Washington, leads Hurricane 13-7. Now that would be an upset. That's in the fourth quarter because Hurricane is a 6 and George Washington is an 11. And one other game today, Spring Mills over Hedgesville 56-0. That's in the fourth quarter. And let's just check our AA scores. Wheeling Central is beating Nicholas County 41-13, and Bluefield in a tight one with South Harrison. It is 20-18, and that game is in the fourth quarter. So what that means for the Polar Bears now, the record moves to 10-1. Point Pleasant closes its season at 4-6 and says goodbye to its head coach, and their head coach David Darce completing his 18th season now with an overall record of 135 wins and 52 losses, and he's had a great career. Unfortunately, when you make it to the postseason, most of the teams end their season with losses.
Yeah, and I remember John Madden said famously a while back, in the NFL as an example, but only one team gets to end their season happy. And, you think about once you get to the postseason, only one team gets to do that, and that's the one that hosts the Lombardi Trophy. So, once you start this tournament, it's the same thing. I mean, there's going to be 16 teams, but only one gets to end their season happy.
And when this weekend is over, it'll be down to just 8 teams in each of the classifications. So next week, it'll be the Polar Bears facing Spring Valley. Here, we're just not sure exactly the date and time for that game, but regardless, we'll bring you all of the action here on 93.1 WFGM. So for Ray Frazier, I'm Jeff Carpenter. Hey, it's good news for Polar Bear fans tonight. The final score this evening, Fairmont Senior 35 and Point Pleasant 6 on 93.